Yeah,
Oh, man.
Kenzie, I want to play your spine like a xylophone.
Mom.
Well, we're live.
Are we?
I believe we are. You want to go check the?
Woohoo!
It's Stories of Aloria on Twitch.tv.
Ooh, I prefer that. I think that sounds way nicer. And I don't have to tell it. Yeah. Oh yeah. You want to watch me D&D live? Oh yeah. What do I need to look up? McDingus the Bingus.
Yeah.
I need to look up what McDingus the Bingus.
Correct. That is correct.
Is this how it's spelled? Yes.
Anyways, y'all want to check and see if it's open or not? I need to
I will check Twitch.
I've got it set where it should save the Where it should save
What's the name again?
I got
Stories of Aloria on Twitch. Retroactively, hi internet. It's a dream of mine. I wanted to do this for a long time, me and my friends. So we're doing it now.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully it's actually not crapping out. It should be okay, but
We're good friends,
I
guys.
don't.
my computer's taking it pretty well.
It's fine. It's literally fine.
Beautiful. You hear the music and everything too on the stream?
I hear it.
Perfect.
I can hear myself.
Alright. You go ahead and switch to the other scene real quick.
Shit, I sound like that. That's
Oh,
so
hold on, let me-
fucking. I sound so high.
No.
So,
Bingus.
there we go. Should be some audio now. There's now like a little Discord screen temporarily. Y'all see this?
Let me
Yeah.
give me a second. I gotta verify my Twitch.
Make sure not to dox us and our Discords, Caleb.
It's in streamer mode, and also, it's not showing profiles or anything. It's just the one window.
Anyways, this man.
So everything's looking pretty good so far. Kenzie and Devin.
Supposedly, yes.
All right, cool. I guess we'll get started and just see how things go. So, I'm gonna invite everybody to enjoy a moment of silence. Listen to the music, and then we'll kick things off in just a second. Is everybody ready?
Yeah. I hope.
I'm ready.
Well, welcome to Chapter 6 of the Stories of Aloria.
Yay!
Where's the main menu theme?
That'd be so cool if we had like a main menu animation.
We did. Well, not an animation. We did have a main menu song.
We did. It was really, really hype though, and I want to go for something a little bit different.
Did you make that or?
No, at some point I'm gonna actually write one, and it'll be like our theme by me on guitar and stuff.
Nice.
But take a breath. Oh man, I had a thing written out. I just remembered it. Let me see if I can find it again.
Can I exhale now? You told me to take a breath.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. I once heard a story, a tale older than fear, a fear older than death. Of the rocks cast upon the mountain, I saw it there, stone upon the mountain and blood upon the stone. And it said, you stand now on the precipice of a circular chamber. Two things stand out to you in stark contrast. The darkness that clings to the corners of the stone archway, the way the cracks splay like spider webs across the walls, and then the sheer bright light of a spotlight shining down in the center of this circle, illuminating the crouched figure of a man. The man sits on his knees, two hands splayed outwards like the form of a crucifix held out by chains, themselves attached to the walls. His wrists and ankles are bound. But looming above the crouched figure of this man, hanging by numerous chains, anchors embedded into the stone of its gargantuan surface, is a slab of rock. It hangs above him like a guillotine, suspended. However, as the three of you look, you realize it is not a stone slab. It's a sword. As tall as two people standing length to length. Hundreds of pounds. Scrawled across its surface in neat, organized rows are runes, themselves glowing a faint blue in the darkness. You see the form of the man shift, and the chains clatter against his gentle, slow movements, and he looks up at the three of you. Two piercing, glowing blue eyes shining in the darkness. Hello. What do you do?
Hello?
You there speaking. Describe your appearance for me.
Man, approximately 20 years old, stands tall. Long white coat drapes upon his shoulders, adorned with various pieces of metal, and finished by 2 gauntlets resting upon each of his wrists.
What did you say in response to the man?
Hello.
He's someone there. I told you, I don't have it.
Have what?
The man just, there's a slump and a rattling of chains as he just drops his head, the weight causing his neck to hang.
Does Kali recognize all of this stuff that's currently in front of her?
First of all, describe your appearance for me.
Okay, well, Kali is very well clothed in the way that most of her skin is not shown. And the skin that is shown is mostly covered in bandages. A big cloak is around her back. Most of her upper chest, lower body is also covered in a thicker garb that covers most of her body. She has gloves, hands that are, or wrists that are wrapped in bandages. And her clothes are in sort of like green, brownish kind of earthen colors, and beneath her hood there is 2 somewhat protrusions pushing out from the bandages of her eyes.
You said, does Kale recognize what's in here?
Yes.
You do.
Okay. Kale will go forward and the chains are stuck to him by the wall, right?
Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like the attaching onto the wall, like emerging from the wall rather, are 2 large chains. They're pulled taut. He seems to be kind of slumped down, almost as if they're caught, like they're the only thing keeping him aloft, like hanging there. He sits on his knees. That's about all you can tell from here, though.
Okay. Kali will go up to him and stow her weapons away. She'll kneel down to him and speak in Landorian. And she'll say, as she kind of like uses her hand to cusp his chin to kind of like pull it up so she can get a better look at him.
I would like
He has
for you to
Landorian
do.
features, right?
I would like for you to do a couple of things for me, real quick.
Okay.
So first of all, you're on the threshold. You're entering this chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's your passive perception again?
15.
Okay. Now, the 2 of you, Kale and yet another unnamed figure standing in the doorway. Sorry, not Kale. Cal. Another unnamed figure standing in the doorway. See Kale. She looks at this person, and you see her eyes widen with recognition and shock. Or her.
Bandages
Or,
on my face.
oh yeah, you're right. My bad. I would say you see her.
Good job, Caleb.
You see her. She steps in and then she looks up, and you see her form like stiffen, and she stands there and then begins to walk forward into the chamber. Kale, the moment you cross the threshold, there's a tangible sort of feeling of like cold that washes over you. It was like there was a barrier between the chamber you were in and here. You walk in and the breath comes out in a fog. It's cold here. You step into the chamber. The cobblestones themselves are the circular room, itself about, 20 feet in diameter, circular. They're covered in frost. The damp moisture from the ceiling drips down in small little frozen puddles. You step forward to the man, and he looks up at you. You take his face in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
You lean down, and as you lean down, he sort of recoils from you, like his chains yank violently and rattle, and he starts pulling away from you. He looks panicked. He doesn't recognize you.
She will stop trying to touch him, but she will speak in Landorian, and she will say, I do not know which you have come from, my chimera.
His eyes snap open in recognition and looks up at you with this shock. And then you see the tears begin to roll down his face. You see through his hair one of his eyes has been removed. You look and you notice the rest of his body is covered in deep wounds. Horrible, horrible torture was done on this man. However, you notice in the gaps of the flesh where parts have been severed, even where you see bone, there's cold drifting from the flesh of this man. He is the source of the cold. Even standing next to him, you feel your hands and fingertips grow increasingly numb from the bite of the air just emanating off of him. He looks up at you, and you see as tears begin to well out of both sockets. The two of you standing in the doorway, Dr. Breon in the third person. You see Kali step forward, and you hear the rattling of chains as this person recoils. And then you see him drop, and his shoulders rack with sobs. What are the two of you doing?
Cal kind of leads over to the third person and whispers, "Drama King, am I right?" Oh, that was funny. What's your problem? Begins to walk towards the chained figure.
Lacey's going to walk in as well and call Kale over there.
Lacey, do you mind describing your appearance for me?
She is a short of stature but slender woman with thick.
Oh hey, Kenzie, it's your mic's kind of crapping out. You might want to put it a little bit closer to your face.
Does that sound better?
Yeah, much better.
Yeah.
Lacey is short in stature but very slender, making her extremely agile. She has deep blue, very thick hair that cascade down her shoulders in the form of two braids. She's adorned in leather armor with gold accents, as well as both of her wrists, ankles, and her hair, adorned with red ribbon.
The huntress steps into the chamber alongside the cloaked and somewhat curious, albeit slightly nervous man. The two of you step in. What do you guys do?
I want to cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay. Let's see. A second. Just getting the volume of the stream. In a moment, Chris, do you mind logging into Stories of Aloria or twitch.tv/Stories of Aloria and listening in and seeing how the volume of the voices meets the
I have it already.
you see how the volume of the voices meets the music? If one's too loud or too quiet, just DM me and let me know, okay?
Are there underscores and
Nah, it's just
Stories of Aloria?
Nah, it's just Stories of Aloria, and you'll see the
It's a
A.
little bit too loud, I think.
Okay, let me do that.
And let me listen.
I think Cal's also probably going to follow up with another Cure Wounds.
So
Well,
Try it.
that is-
try it now. I increased Discord and then decreased the desktop volume. Does this sound a bit better?
Your voice still sounds pretty loud.
My voice? Oh, I thought you said
Yes.
Oh, I thought you said it was the desktop audio that was too loud. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it was fine.
How about now? Is this a little bit better?
Yeah, that's a little bit better. Yeah.
Okay. Does that balance with yours and the music and stuff?
Yeah, everything's fine. Yeah.
All right,
Chris,
perfect.
what are you saying, Chris?
So, what were you, Dr. Brion? What were you saying?
Oh, I'll let Kale do her cure wounds real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to cast Cure Wounds on the dude.
Okay. Let me,
The
let
man.
Yeah, dude.
That is.
me check one thing real quick.
He's a cool guy.
Location.
You could say that.
Yeah, very cool.
Ah.
Could you guys stop making
interesting.
cold puns for a minute?
You have no
Literally.
sickness. Shut up.
So go ahead and roll for your
I
healing.
like old puns of chill.
It is 6, 7, 8 points of healing.
Yes.
Okay. How do you cast this spell? Describe it for me.
Well, I'm going to you know what, that would be cool. Yeah, I'm gonna cast it with my masonry tools. She takes her tools and she goes. His shoulder is exposed, right? Like I can touch his shoulder.
Yeah, he is naked completely. No clothes. He is not wearing pants. Everything's out. So, but he is stripped naked, chained here in this room.
Okay.
You based on
I'm-
let me give like a basic appearance of his or run of his appearance though. I realized so the man himself on closer inspection you see very strong, very sort of broad features in the face, like thick nose, brow, and a sort of like wide set eyes, but they're filled with this sort of this like a mountain standing against a thunderstorm. You notice this posture in him that he just does not budge. He weeps now, looking up at you, tears rolling out of his face, but you see gladness in him despite the grievous injuries. You look down and you see across his chest large gashes where you can see rib bones protruding from flesh, some broken, some intact. On his left side, there's an enormous hole where his stomach should be. You see bone and flesh sort of down in ribbons in this hole which he should have not lived from. Yet he sits, weeping in front of you. His left shoulder is exposed, this long white hair sort of cascading down his shoulders and back. It's dried and stringy like frozen grass in a blizzard. What do you do to cast Cure Wounds?
I'm going to take take one of the runes that I'm able to use, and it's basically like how to say, you know how there's like I forgot what it's called, but they're like metal stamps that you're able to press into. You're able to like tink it with a hammer, and it creates a indentation in metal,
Yeah.
like a letter. Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. She goes over to his shoulder and takes one of the letter, or one of the runes that's achingly very similar to what the sword has on its body, and she just slowly kind of just tinks it, and just a suffuse of frost just goes straight into him, and it heals 8 points of healing.
You take the hammer and tap it onto the shoulder, and very gently, ting, this wave of cold like swirls around the room. It dissipates. The man seems unaffected.
Oh. Okay.
He looks at his left shoulder and looks up at you. He's, you know this. There's no saving me.
I've never seen one of you before, only in tales, honestly.
You see his shoulders rack for a second. He starts choking back tears. Listen. I have kept something, and they cannot find it. You must take it. I'm so sorry, but you must take it. You must take it before I die. Please.
Of course.
Listen. Reach into my chest and take the key. You see him choke back fear, and you see this like wash of like panic roll across his chest. Like, you must take it, and you must go north. Go, and I promise. Take it to the temple. Tell them Jacob has sent you, that he is sorry. Hurry, please,
Okay.
before they come
I
back.
go in front of his stomach.
While they're having this conversation, Dr. Brian and Lacey, you two step up and witness this, kind of standing on either side, flanking them. What do you two do?
I have a look of disgust.
What,
I would never do that. I don't know how you have the stomach to do that. Me, never.
what she's conversing with looks like a frozen corpse with the mask of skin, but barely. It is more or less a skeleton with flesh covered in frost and bone and sinew and old dried hair. The skin itself is sort of wrinkled and covered in wounds and scabs. It's not pleasant. It looks like it's been dead for a long time, and yet it still talks. Dr. Brian, what were you saying?
Cal just kind of observes him for a moment before kind of crouching down and saying, "Hot damn. You must have gone through a whole lot to get this kind of damage. This is, dare I say, impressive."
You see him like... Oh, what'd you say?
Oh, I was going to say something, but...
No, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Cal kind of... Well... Can't be healed, my aching ass. We'll see about that. And then kind of extends his hand out in a almost offering gesture. Nothing in his palm, and In an instant, a kind of swarm of metal spews forth from his arm and begins to
Wait,
swarm its way.
hold on. No, you cannot do this.
Hey, chill out.
If
They're
I...
gonna fix you up, pal.
No, you don't understand. If I am alive, the key will not be taken. You must take it and leave. Here,
We'll take the key and then we'll heal you. It's not a big deal. Chill out.
Oh,
Cal, shut up. Please stop.
Boy, who do you think you're talking to? Don't appreciate that kind of language. I was trying to speak
I'm
to
going to
friend here.
take the short sword out of Lacey's. Is it on your side, Lacey?
Yeah.
I'm going to take it. I'm going to push Cal against the wall, and I'm going to shove it to his neck.
I thought I was going to be the
Talk
one
about
doing it.
ungrateful.
So the wall itself is about 10 or 15 feet away from you. You guys are more or less in the center of this room. You can put the blade to his neck if you wish, though, still.
Yes, I do. I do wish
And
to.
an instant, the instant the metal makes contact with his neck, the swarm of metal that still surrounds the man instantly snaps back towards his arm before completely covering his forearm, and a bright light shines right to the side of Kale's head. I would think about your next choices very carefully.
The liquid...
You do
Put
not
on a-
understand the situation that is at hand.
You watch
I was
in
trying to save your friend. This is not exactly what I expected from you.
You both need to calm the hell down. We have to
Hey,
help this
whatever. If you wish to let him die, then I'm all for it. I can study his corpse afterwards. And then kind of just takes a step back and kind of puts his hand in his pocket before walking towards the wall and kind of resting up against it.
You're disgusting.
I've been called worse.
I'll roll my eyes.
Sorry. Kali goes back to Lacey and gives her back her short sword and goes back to the man. Okay.
What do we know about him?
He is from my homeland.
Ex-boyfriend?
Oh, interesting to note, by the way. I want Lacey and Dr. Breon. I want the two of you to roll history checks for me, please. I want to know if you actually understand what they're saying. I don't know if either of you know Landorian. I realize we've been talking in a foreign language this whole time.
Non-natural
16.
2016. Dr. Breon, I would say you intuit some of the conversation. Lacey, you don't pick up most of it. What the two of you have been witnessing for most of this time, Kali steps up to this man. He shouted out in common at you guys at the door, but then when Kali switched to Landorian, which is this, it is a sort of rough, almost... Actually, you know what? Kali, why don't you describe the language for me? What does it sound like?
Well, it is it's like an ancient form of common mixed with dwarven syllables. It would more sound like it sounds kind of like Orcish of the harsh syllables, but it's a little bit more gentler.
You guys hear Kale, and Lacey, to your surprise, Kale switches to this sort of like gently lilting but sort of like deep and guttural sort of language, a tone that she has not spoken in before, and it kind of shocks you. And then the two of them have been conversing. The man has been sort of shouting, panicked in this sort of like frenzied tone. He's been switching intermittently between, you know, these racking sobs and talking to Kale. The two of you don't know what has been said this entire time. The only thing that you guys have understood is what each other has said in common.
Do I recognize any one small word
Roll
out of what it is?
roll insight for me.
Now, Sure.
Unnatural 20.
Nice.
Even if it's like one word, give me something.
Lacey, you don't recognize the language much. It's clear, though, that he is panicked, and that Kali is sort of shifted into this sort of reverential almost stance, like she's sort of standing at attention more or less in front of this person. Whoever this is, they're either very dangerous or of note. I would say you've you've picked up some of the conversation in a tonal way that implies that there's been some agreement or some kind of promise being made. That's about all you can tell from this.
You think I still get language translation for my eye, or nah?
Roll Arcana.
Yay! I get a chance. 14.
You almost with that thought focus on the neural implant. It pops up, and you see this sort of symbol on the top right that indicates that you're still disconnected from the network. You try to activate the translation software. It has some base built-in functionality, and on a neural flick, like an instinct, you scroll through the language list. It can't parse this. It has no idea what they're saying.
I know I should have archived some of those old languages. Should have done that years ago, but hey, whatever. No crying over spoiled milk.
Okay.
Kale, can you tell me what he said?
Who cares? Are we killing him or not?
Shut up, I didn't ask you.
It's not like Elon wants to save him.
He is from my homeland. He is not going to survive.
Maybe
we must
not.
take this key he speaks of and go north.
Is that what made him panic so bad?
Kali looks over to the wounds in his body. I'm not sure, but it is my duty as a rune maker to deliver his message.
A rune maker, huh? Intriguing. It's a rune maker. You mind giving me some insight on that? Or you just
You
gonna
don't
shove another
deserve
blade down
any
your throat?
insight.
Don't deserve?
How can I help?
Hold his head for me, gently.
I can do-
Comfort him. Okay, Kali's going to shuffle over a little bit towards his stomach.
Okay. You drop onto
She's
your
going
knees.
to unglove her hand.
Whoa. What do you... Wait. Okay, you're not seriously saying you're gonna pull that thing out of his chest. I could probably do this a lot more humanely. You want to be comfort? Don't shove his hand... Kyle starts to walk towards the body. Don't shove your hand into his chest. I mean, just pull it
I'm
out.
gonna pull my knife again and point it at him and tell him if he takes
I'm
one more.
trying. Okay, you don't need to point that thing at me again. I'm trying to be nice.
The-
You don't want him to feel pain. I can make this a little bit more painless.
The chained man says, "Please, whatever you do, please just do it quickly." There.
Hey.
You see the
I'm gonna
man.
lay him on his
You see the
back
man
and hold
start
him
like he starts up and he looks up and he listens. There's a moment. Please, they're not long. You gotta, please, hurry.
Okay. She's going to. Okay. Cully's going to grab his left shoulder, kind of put her hand up onto it, and she's going to insert her hand and just grab.
You sink into flesh. Roll an investigation check for me, please.
Ridiculous.
That is a investigation. That is a 19, 21.
What follows is an uncomfortable series of moments. Lacey, you hold the man's head in your arms. He wrenches and screams. Kala, you rummage around for a moment before your hand touches upon something hard and colder than bone. You take it and you pull it out from the loose flesh. A piece drop out and the man shudders. You pull out what looks like a key. A key made of stone. A diamond-shaped pommel covered in gore and frost. Lacey. You hold the man's head. What'd you say?
I said I was gonna pull out the water skin and try to rinse it off.
You step around to rinse it off. The man drops. His head hangs. Oh. The cold in the room disappears.
I'm
Kale.
gonna look at Kale and tell her I'm sorry about your friends.
Kale.
Yes.
You see the moment you pull the key out, you hold it in your hands. You look at it. Visions flash by, like moments, pictures. A mountain skewered in half. Caves filled with flesh and writhing tendrils. A giant stone door, cracked and broken, resealing itself. A temple that sits on the mountaintop, that leans, broken, fractured. You return, gazing upon the key once more. It dissipates into mist. And the moment that it does, you look up and catch the eye of the chained man. He looks at you for a moment. A wash of fear and panic rolling through him before a shudder. He jumps and the head drops. And the frost disappears. He is gone. You see
what do we do now?
You see
Burn the body?
You see the stone sword suspended above his body crack. Pieces drop and fall. They pelt on chains, breaking them. It unfolds. And in it, a hole opens. Pieces suspend outwards, floating around it, gently, defying gravity. A singularity opens in the center of this shattered pillar.
Son of a bitch.
A portal.
Okay. I don't have very many opinions I'm very stuck to. I like to think of myself as a very open-minded person. I'm not jumping into that thing. Because the last time I did that, I ended up here. So, I think I'm okay. You guys have fun. I'm looking for another way out.
You hear,
Fine then, die.
I want the three of you to roll mental saving throws for me, please. As you hear
Damn it.
a psionic shout rip through the air. Who dares open the chamber?
What's mental again? I'm being stupid.
It's going to be a
Wisdom or intelligence?
wisdom, intelligence, or charisma of your choice. Roll a saving throw of one of those.
Ooh. Okay.
20.
18.
17. Oh wait, hold on, that's +4. Hold on. 21.
Dang, look at you guys. The roar rips through not your ears, but your mind. A scream that the pressure builds and subsides, and you turn instinctively. The puzzle chamber, the giant room with the water. You see at the far end, about 150 feet away, a tall humanoid figure. They loom in the doorway as a regular man might. You know that doorway is 10 feet tall or more. He fills it. The limbs seem slim, slender. Its form like a hole in the world. It begins running towards you. What do you do?
On second thoughts, I'm a little bit more open-minded than I thought.
I'm jumping in.
Yep, me too.
You see...
I'm drawing.
You're what?
I'm drawing an arrow.
Okay. You draw an arrow. The two of you guys are jumping into this portal.
Yeah, I'm in first. Like, I'm in there.
Okay. You leap with all of your strength. This portal is like 5 or 6 feet off the ground. You sort of like climb up it almost to get up into it. Floating rock sort of spinning, like holding your weight. You step up it like a stepping stone and gone. Kale, what do you do?
Do I see Lacey knocking a bow?
You
knocking
do.
an arrow?
You do in the corner of your eye to your left. You see her draw and knock, and with the swiftness of a practice hunter. What do you do?
Okay, since she's not looking at me, I'm throwing her in there.
Okay. You like grab her and pull.
Yes, I grab her and pull her.
Okay, both of you roll dex checks for me, please.
18.
That's a 14.
I think it's dying. Why is this not working? All right, 18 and 14. So, Lacey, you got the 18, right?
Yeah.
You have a fraction of a second to loose your arrow at this thing. However, I want you to roll with disadvantage on the attack. You look at this thing instinctively. How do I even say this? It runs, and as its form moves, you see like space around it smear and move, almost like it's sliding through like your perception itself, like a blade through paint that floats on the surface of water. It cuts its form itself, this black silhouette. You focus upon it to loose this arrow, and for a moment there's this wash of vertigo as you look into the face of this thing that screams towards you, and you see not a form, but where a form ought to be, a negative space, something unnatural, utter. Roll your attack with disadvantage.
What's with
disadvantage? Yep.
What is disadvantage again?
Basically, roll 2d20s
Yeah, what?
and then take the lowest.
Oh, okay. 18. 18. Hold on. 11.
No, you just rolled 2d20s and then take the lowest. You rolled 18 twice, right?
Yes, and then I rolled an 11.
No, you already rolled 2d20.
Yeah.
So you got 18, and then you add your 2 hit.
My 2 hit?
Yes, your 2 hit. It's
your to hit modifier.
Dexterity plus your proficiency.
Oh.
When he's saying his to hit, it's gamer terms for what's the numbers that make you hit him.
What's your dexterity?
It's 24.
Yeah.
So, what'd you roll for the attack?
Oh,
You
shit.
said 24.
24 total. Gotcha. Oh, I thought that was your... Okay. I see. Let me check my notes for something real quick.
Had me thinking I was missing something for a second.
No,
You
you're
missed?
good.
No! Stupid.
Stupid.
You weren't
How
even
are
want-
you doing? Come on, guys.
I want you to roll a D100 for me, please.
Ay, ay.
Yeah.
72.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Oh, madness.
No, don't do this. It will end badly for you.
Can I use a luck point?
You can. Well, I mean... No, I mean, I don't think it would actually help in this situation, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it should.
What would you...
I say it
For
does.
what? Like, what are you using it on?
I don't want her to get madness.
It's to give... So, you know you could use those to give, like, advantage, and... I don't know if you can do that.
Cringe. That's not how they should work.
Sorry.
You're cringe.
I will say I'll allow you to roll it, to use a luck point, if you would, to make her roll the D100 again.
Bro, I don't know what's worse, though.
On my sister's barking like a wolf. I'll be right back.
Okay, but you should do I'll use a luck point to lessen the severity. How about that? I'll do a advantage. See if either one is lesser than the other. She'll get the lesser of the two, I guess.
I'll allow that. Go ahead and knock a point off. Lacey, I want you to roll a D100.
Are we taking the bigger one or the lesser one?
Doesn't.
Big.
I get to pick.
Where'd it go? 93. This is cruel.
Lacey.
Oh.
You feel the bowstring stretch taut in your hands. You sight the target. There's a wash of vertigo as the room spins, but that figure stands alone, still, the world rotating around it as it screams towards you. You see in the corner of your eye to your left, Kale reach for the scruff of your neck to your collar to grab you, to pull you in. You loosen the shot, and it soars through the air. You watch as it intersects with the shape of this person. They move unaffected. You see a line tracing the trajectory of the arrow from it to you like a lightning bolt. A black beam blasts back. You feel it catch in your chest, and you feel First, the breath leave your lungs. And then you realize whatever has hit you has gone through you, out your back. Kali grabs you. Kali, you pull her in with you?
Yes, obviously.
Lacey, you gonna resist this?
No.
In a flurry of motion, arrow to pulling in, into the portal, and the world goes silent.
Do we level up now?
What you expected? You can't just get that.
Yeah, I can. You
No,
know
you
how long we've been in
can't.
this fucking maze for?
Sounds like a skill issue, buddy.
You're the one who was complaining.
I'm not.
Okay, go ahead, DM. Sorry.
Dr. Brion. The moment you step through the void, everything goes quiet. There's a sense of movement, but there's no wind upon your skin. No resistance, just translation, pure, through this dark place. There's not a vertigo, there's not a sense of falling, it's just a rushing movement, a translation off into the distance. The sensation continues for a moment. And then you see it. A twinkle ahead of you. A pinprick. A bright light. You wince. You roll through grass. You sit up. And your eyes just peek above the rolling hills of what looks to be a golden grassland. Hills that roll off into the distance. The gentle whipping of wild grasses in the wind. What do?
Cal kind of looks around for a second before looking down and feeling up his legs. Says, "Yeah, legs. I still got legs." Puts up his hands up to his ears. Ears, yes. 2 eyes, nose. And then he kind of looks, well.
Roll a
everything
dex
seems to
saving
be
throw for me real quick.
Yay.
Everything he's fought, dex saving throw.
Oh, 12.
Oh god.
You get rolled into a box.
No.
Yo, catch this giant flower girl ass.
No, worse.
Oh, no.
Poof! You feel this impact, this sense of like a giant cannonball has hit you square in the center of your spine. You roll in this tumbled mass back into the grass again. Lacey.
What the hell was that?
It was Lacey and Kali, as the three of you now lay sprawled on your backs.
Just when I thought, I was about to say another happy landing. And then you had to go do that. Ow. That hurt.
Nice landing pad.
I'm gonna kick the shit out of you.
Try it.
It's not even worth my time. He stands up, kind of starts wiping himself off and patting himself off, and then he looks around. Where are we at?
Roll a perception check. What
I'd
are the
also like to check, is the singularity still there?
roll a perception check.
20. Natural 20, actually.
Nat 20. Nice crit, dude.
Point.
Oh yeah, add a luck point onto your thing, man.
Yay!
So, Lacey and Kala, y'all getting up as well? Y'all just kind of chilling?
Is Lacey okay?
I want you to roll a medicine check as Lacey.
I'm kind of laying there and with my eyes closed, taking deep breaths.
There's a racking sensation on the right side of your chest, where whatever it is that traced the line from the arrow back from that thing. You feel the pain of an impact there, a familiar wound. It feels like an arrow there sticking in. What do you do?
I'm gonna look up at Kale and I'm gonna say, it felt like a tether. Wherever I hit it, it hit me back.
My medicine check is a...
Oh man.
17.
Y'all are killing it with these rolls, man.
Real.
All right.
So
We're just goaded.
What's this?
I would say that the two of you
Real.
begin to inspect the area. Kali, you look down and you see no mark upon the chest. There's not even so much as a tear in that part of the vestment, the leather. What do you do?
I'm gonna put my hand on her chest.
You want to are you like wanting to investigate further, or are you just kind of like, what are you doing?
I just kind of want to, like, kind of go over it, and just kind of press on it a little bit.
The
see if
moment
it hurts.
the moment you put pressure on it, Lacey, you feel this excruciating stab of pain.
Sorry.
Kali, you do this, and you see she cries out, and like immediately.
Yeah, I stopped doing that.
While the two of you were doing that, Dr. Breon, what'd you roll for your perception? Nat 20?
Nat 20!
You look around. Instinctively, you activate the ocular enhancements in your eyes, zooming into the surroundings. You have no idea where you are. You look around. You look around, and you seem to be out in the middle of this wide open rolling plain. You see a tree line off in the distance. You see the sun sort of setting low in the sky, a golden glow sort of washing over the trees in these brilliant rays. The wind feels temperate. It's a little colder, but I would say for the crit though,
What's the singularity doing? Can I look at that?
you turn around where you remember you flew from, and you don't see any sign of any portal or anything. It's just a blue sky fading to orange on that side of the hemisphere. Behind you is the sun.
He kind of whispers under his breath, God damn it. Then he just kind of takes a big sigh. And then his eyes kind of widen as he brightens up for a second, and he presses his pointer finger to the side, his left temple, and begins like calling out for any USA frequencies, using the communications relay within his implant to see if he can reach any kind of anything.
Okay.
Do I see using the device on his face right now?
Yeah. So, Lacey, two things happening. One, you're on the ground, sort of like, are you going to assist Kali in like kind of like figuring out what's going on with you?
Yes, but I need Cal to do it.
You say what?
But I need to ask Cal a question.
So Kali begins unbuttoning the leather of your chest plate to try to inspect the wound, and you sit up and ask,
Doctor, do you have an X-ray on that face machine of yours?
Face
Wait, do
machine.
you know what an X-ray is?
"Oh,
Face machine. No
she would know
kidding.
she would know what an X-ray is." She's like,
Maybe I read it somewhere.
roll an intelligence check. Or no,
Bro,
no.
that's like a
Usually we're not
natural
actually-
20.
I know.
I know what an
Why?
X-ray is.
Oh no,
Are we
no.
actually entertaining this concept?
All right, let's do a let's do not intelligence. Do do
Disbelief?
history. Do history.
History?
Yeah, doctor.
Oh.
I would say
please.
Shock and awe?
I would say
You're
on a
shock and awe
glance.
check? I would
Listen,
also like to
I
point
do
out,
give us some hints on what the fuck happened on the inside of my body.
I'd like to point out, by the way, there isn't, like, from what you see, there isn't, like, a machine strapped to my eye. Everything is under the skin. So to you, I literally just look like I'm holding my finger up to my head and just chanting out random nonsense.
Oh, but you look like a Cyberman, kinda, sorta. You got a weird lab
I
coat.
wouldn't know what that is.
All I know is you friggin' look weird, okay?
My tech's supposed to be from the far, far future. What are you on right
I
now?
know. I feel like that'd be kinda obvious.
Lacey,
Whatever.
actually, no. I want you to roll history, Lacey. Can you roll an Arcana check for me?
It's interesting. So, while she's doing that, is there any? I want to use my crit for this. Is there anything like I can tell about her that's going on? Can I see any wound, anything?
Do you want to use your crit for that, or the thing that I was gonna do?
Oh wait, you were planning on something? I thought you were trying to figure out.
Yes,
what
but
you were doing
yes, but I'm also
I'll
gonna.
stick with what
But
you wanna do.
no, yes, but I'm gonna give you a choice now.
I'm keeping
I want
my
to stick with
ro-
what. I'm gonna stick with what you're doing. I have something else for where she's going. I don't really care that much about her. I'm
Okay, that's fair.
I rolled a natural 20.
No way. Are you serious?
I will send you a pic.
Luck
Dude, I'll FaceTime you right now. I'm looking at it.
You gotta put it closer. Your mic closer to your face again. By the way, baby.
I'm saying I'll send a picture right freaking now. Live,
All right.
live photo.
No, I believe you. I believe you. But here, so here's.
So,
So-
Kenzie, there's this thing you can pick up the dice and move it.
Dude, I got a 19 and I have a +1 modifier. I don't know what you want from
Oh,
me.
that's not a
That's
natural. That's not a natural 20. That's not a crit. That's a 20.
Unnatural, dog. What do you mean?
Your mic is being poop. I didn't hear you. It's not even my fault.
It is your fault.
He's not wrong. I thought he said natural too.
I heard
Thank you.
natural as well.
Thank you.
I said
same here.
Oh my god, just do the thing.
Just say 20. Just say 20, man. All right, but
Fine.
no. All right. All that aside, Lacey, I want at 20. You sit up as Kale begins inspecting whatever's going on, and you momentarily distract. You find yourself momentarily distracted. You look up and to the left, and you see Dr. Breon sort of looking at looking on the horizon, and he brings a hand to his right temple, and he begins muttering to himself. And you see on the bracers of his forearms these blue flashes. These symbols sort of popping up and moving. You recognize magic. That's what you would understand.
Okay.
I mean, technically, wouldn't that make me impossible?
We'll get to that. Oh, my bad. The Discord. Oops. So I can't look at any. Oh, I can't look at DMs. I've gotta stay on this page for the stream. Oh, whoops. Well, everybody just saw your DMs on stream. Sorry, bro. We'll edit that part out later.
I gotta clip that real quick. Oh, don't worry. I'll blur it out during VOD.
It's
when
all
I
good.
edit the VOD.
So, wait. We'll do a different thing for this part later. It's just the short-term solution. So, Lacey, you see this man muttering to himself, and you witness what looks to be arcane symbols, sort of like drifting around his form, sort of phasing in and out. The workings of a wizard. What do you say to him?
I'm going to ask him, hey, do you think that'll work on me?
Well, what work on you?
I know I was hit, but I can't see anything.
Cal, you look to your left, and then you turn to Lacey, and you see in between you and her this bright blue sigil, like, floating in the air. And the moment you stop doing whatever you're doing, it disappears.
Hell? Kind of shake it off, thinking I might be hallucinating. Probably need to go get some sleep. But, kind of focus on Lacey for a second. What do you mean? Well, what? I'm not magic. What do you think I kind of look around? What do you think I am? Some kind of wizard of the coast? Like...
Can you look inside or not?
No, I'm the Dungeons and Dragons.
Not the Dungeons and...
What are you so?
What
What
do you
are
think
you,
it-
some kind of wizard of the coast?
Okay, anyways,
Oh gosh.
Fine. He kind of waves his hand up in the air. Some kind of goddamn sorcerer of the shoreline begins walking over and gets on one knee and kind of like fidgets for a second, like a 12-year-old, before like, kind of placing his hand like on her like kind of chest plate area and presses his hand to his left temple and kind of he, like some kind of machine seems to some kind of something you can't really recognize materializes around his hand and clamps itself to your chest before some kind of it starts making very strange beepings and like just noises that you don't really understand before kind of sending some kind of signal up his arm and to the area he's tapping on his temple. And I
wanna
cast
kinda-
Identify. See if I can figure anything out. I think Identify actually works on objects. I'd be thinking of Detect Magic, actually. Would I be? Would that work? I don't.
What
remember.
What exactly are you
I
trying
was
to
going
do?
to cast Identify to see if I could identify any spells or something being used on her. But now I'm thinking is that Detect Magic I'm
Let me
thinking
check this
of?
out. So identify.
Or-
So the description says you choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell. If it's a magic item, you learn its properties. If you said touch, touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
Okay, so I'm going to do that then. That works.
Sure. Go ahead and describe the casting, or was that the describing of
I was
the casting?
the casting.
Gotcha. Cool. So, describe it for me one more time. So, what exactly are you doing with your hands? I want to visualize it a little bit better.
Alright, so he kind of gets on one knee before stretching out his hand and kind of figuring out where to place his hand for a second, like a 12-year-old before placing his hand on like her chest plate,
Nice.
kind of neck area.
Here's this moment of like, like
Plot twist. Gonna choke me out.
plot twist. He's into that.
Before, shut up. I'm trying to describe the casting of my class. No, be quiet.
Guys, that's cool and all, but I'm like trying to describe my spells.
But before the liquid metal that previously healed her wrist now springs forth out of his hand and materializes into some kind of box shape with some weird glyphs and lights on it before two protruding arms clamp itself to her shoulders and kind of hold on to her. The device begins to make some very strange noises. You can feel some kind of like heat around the area that it's clamped to, and after a minute you can see this like these glyphs begin to run its way up and to the area on his temple that his left arm's currently pressing itself to, and then he removes his hand and the device goes with it, disappearing in an instant.
Oh, what was that?
you wanted me to use my wizard stuff, so I did. What do I know? What do I find out?
Let me move it down a little bit, sorry. So, immediately you notice the UI of your ocular vision beep and a warning. There's a red arrow right over the center of where of this point in, sorry, not of the center. You look, and her right side, your left, on her ribs, kind of right beneath the breast, there is a singular dot, a point of red light sort of overlaid on what you see. She's been marked. There's a curse on her.
Oh. How am I gonna put this? You've been cursed. I'm guessing you know what that is. That's not good. How did you do? What did you do? How did you get cursed and the whole up in 5 seconds? I was gone. And just kind of sits there, kind of befuddled for a minute.
Lacey, what do you do?
She's muted.
Oh, Lacey, why are you muted?
Lacey. Come back to us, Lacey.
I'm so sorry. I heard like a blood-curdling scream coming from next door, and I was very concerned.
What? What? Sheesh.
Okay.
They
You
must-
did hear what we said. Right?
They were responding to you getting cursed. They were just that scared about it.
I'm cursed?
She's watching. Oh yeah, you didn't hear that? I said, you've been cursed, and then I said, how the hell did
Cal,
you get cursed?
you see on your UI this the note. Let me find my note. It says,
Is it the curse of Strahd?
you see a warning signal, code 7 paracausal anchor.
Good.
But that's to you. You know what that. There are. I mean, you'd understand that there are more permanent things. That's what that is. It's colloquially called a curse.
You have a paracausal anchor. Must have bonded itself to your molecular structure, but that's complex magic. How? What did you do in the whole up in 2 seconds? I was gone.
I shot an arrow, and it tethered my arrow to me somehow.
Well,
Please.
you literally shot yourself in the foot, or well, the rib cage. But
The chest.
I look at the jokes.
Kale, you finally finish unclasping the breastplate. And you notice Dr. Brand kind of look away for a sec, sheepishly. There's no boob or anything. It's just like this. You've lifted the shirt up to the breast, and you look underneath on the ribs.
It's even funnier when you think about it. This guy's supposed to have a child.
There's not a mark upon her. It's sure there is a bit of dried blood and some other wounds upon her that are still healing, but in that spot, there's nothing.
How do you know it's a curse?
Dr. Brianji here.
No, sorry. What did he say?
How did you know? How do you know it is a curse? There's nothing here.
Okay, let's. I don't have the time. Well, actually, I do, but I don't feel like explaining to you the finer technicalities of intraspectrum scanning. So, how do I put this? I have magic that can read your friend and tell me what's hurting, where it hurts, where it goes owie. So yeah,
Cal, you're a dick.
you called me a wizard.
No such words left my lips.
Whatever. This kind of sucks actually, because I think I actually don't know how to remove this. This magic actually should not exist. Like, this has been an art that's been lost to time. How the... Like, that's serious. Like, I don't even
Cal,
know how to
you...
like,
I want you to roll an Arcana check as you look at her, and as the... How long does the Identify spell last?
Identify...
I got it right here. Casting time...
Instant, I think.
Oh, the casting time is 1 minute. Gotcha.
Well, yeah.
Well, never mind. But,
15.
I would say, sort of retroactively, as you blink and the UI retracts back into a passive mode, you see sort of imprinted upon your vision these symbols. They shift and change, and they're like reflective, almost like looking at glass, like they're not there, but you can't quite concentrate on them, but they fill your vision.
Is that? I begin to reach into my back pocket and pull out a piece of conduit from earlier in that puzzle room, and I begin to hold it up and see if I can tell any kind of resemblance.
So the piece that you hold, it is a small fragment of stone, sort of gray, dark gray in appearance. Most of the sides are rough. However, one is like steel smooth, reflective, like polished marble, and it gleams in the sunlight. Upon its face is a singular rune, a golden rune. You look at it, and the reflective material sort of catches the sunlight and glimmers off. The jagged lines, the sort of like blade-like scrawlings. It's similar.
Hold on. This is begin to kind of. I kind of stop focusing on the other runes for a minute and start looking at the rune. Is there anything I can find familiar about it? Any other than its similarity with the other runes? Is there anything I can tell?
Roll an Arcana check.
More Arcana. I can do that. If I can click on the right thing. There it is. Jeez. 12.
You look upon this room, this sigil, this letter, maybe. You look at it, you turn the stone end over end, and then gaze upon it. You twist it, catch a different angle. You don't recognize the symbol, but you do recognize its form.
Wait a minute. What if I begin to pull my left arm up and hold it in front of me as with a thought. The metal begins to cover my arm and materialize over my gauntlet, or a slot opens up on the top of it, just perfectly shaped to hold this fragment. As I begin to carefully place the rune in the slot, it magnetizes and instantly locks itself into place.
You see this tendril of liquid metal that, as the nanites rolling across your body, this liquid sort of metallic form, it swirls and shapes, and it opens. A single tendril reaches up, plucks it, it pulls it down and then sort of folds around it. Lacey and Cal and Kale, red lightning rolls across his form. It rolls across the grass. Some of it is getting caught ablaze. Cal, you feel this incredible surge of energy as this thing, whatever it is, incorporated into your gauntlet, your body, it overcharges the system beyond its normal capabilities. It smokes and steams and settles. You see a power gauge, 1,000%.
What?
That should not be possible. The amount of mana. I begin to kind of look away from them and tinker with my gauntlet, and just like the neural implant activates again as I begin to just tinker with this for a minute.
Lacey.
A smell of burning fills the air as some of the grass now smolders, and the arcs where the lightning has rolled across the ground and set the ground somewhat ablaze. It's harmless for now, but we'll see.
It rains.
The grass is pretty dry, so it's we'll see. But you were saying, Colin?
Lacey.
Yeah?
Are you okay enough to stand?
Only one way to find out.
Sparks shoot around as like cackling of and crackling of lightning and electricity begins to spark from my general direction.
You hear and like this like sort of childish giggling like a kid on Christmas. Like over like a few feet away. Kale and Lacey, what do y'all do?
I'm seeing if she can get up.
I'm gonna extend my hand to Colin.
Another spark.
Yeah. Spark. Was she able to get up fine?
I don't know. You gonna get up, Lacey? I'm waiting on you.
Oh,
Oops. Dogs.
Doggy. We do love the pupper. So, Lacey, I'm guessing you're getting up.
well, yeah, I'm trying to. I need a little help.
Well, you got Kale. You don't.
Okay. Good lord, guys. So, Kale, you take Lacey's hand and pull her up. Lacey, you feel this wrenching in your chest, and then you put pressure on it, like you sort of strain your muscles against it, and then it's gone. The pain's gone.
I'm gonna kind of stop in my tracks. It's gone. I don't hurt anymore. Why?
Don't ask me. I don't know.
I'm gonna look up at Cal.
Another set of sparks.
Lacey, or sorry, Cal's doing his thing over there. Kale, Lacey looks up at you. Her eyes have turned completely black.
That don't look good.
What do you mean? Why are you looking at me like that?
I didn't say it in my voice, but I'm going to go over to Cal, and I'm going to shake him.
Not now. I'm in the middle of doing something. This is insane.
I understand, but please look at Lacey.
Lacey's fine. He turns around. Oh my god!
Why are you guys being like this? What is wrong with you both?
Lacey, I want you to roll a perception check for me, please.
While she's doing that, I grab Kale by the shoulder, kind of wrap my arm around her neck, and I kind of pull her into a huddle. Okay, do you know how to perform exorcism rituals? Because I don't.
Does Kale know how to do that?
Roll an Arcana check or religion, actually.
It's not in her expertise.
Roll a religion with
with
disadvantage, I guess.
I'm pretty sure she takes part in and that kind of stuff, but she isn't really the one doing it.
Lacey, what did you roll for your perception check?
16.
The sunlight flares for a second. You wince at it, and then it settles. The grass is sharper. Like you look down and you find yourself quickly fascinated by the thousands of grains, of seeds upon one single strand of this grass. You blink and it's gone. I want you to add a +3 to your passive perception.
What? Are you? What?
That's fucked up.
What's her base passive perception?
It's already
60.
pretty good.
60. Okay, so so at 3, she's 1 higher than I am. Thank God. No,
So-
wait. Actually,
Well,
what
no,
am I
it's
saying?
now it's
No,
now going to be 19.
Dear God. Actually, no. So she's not 1 higher. She's a lot higher.
So write that down somewhere, and so that when I ask you, you can give it back to me later. Okay?
Never mind. She's a lot higher than I am. I thought I was 18 for some
There's-
reason. I was 6.
There's a moment, Lacey, where the senses are heightened and it's a lot, and then you blink and sort of try to focus, and the rising panic in your chest diminishes. You look up, and then Kali and Cal are just staring at you. From y'all's perspective, she sort of she winced and sort of grabbed at her head a second, and then blinked and shook, and then looked up at y'all.
Eyes look normal now?
Her eyes are normal now?
No,
Are they? I was asking.
no,
Oh, okay.
the eyes, it's almost as if the pupils disappeared and the entire eye is just reflective black.
Have I seen tieflings before?
No.
No, I have not seen a tiefling before. Okay, so then I wouldn't have anything to go
So,
on.
what did you roll for your religion check?
Oh yeah, that was a. Wait, don't I have a plus in religion? 1 second. Haha. 6.
That reaction was spot on, though, bro. Turned around and screamed.
He says a 6.
Yeah, 6.
You recall stories of spirits indwelling within the bodies of the living and the dead and objects and things, but a lot of these things are just stories.
Okay.
Okay, so we need to find an exorcist and fast. Good to know. So, how do I break this to you? Oh, yeah, pretty easy.
Lacey, what are you
Your
doing?
eyes are pitch black.
What do you mean?
Your eye, it's like your pupils have expanded to the entire size of your eyes.
Yeah, whatever, Dr. Catfish. No way. I don't believe you.
Catfish? Kale knocks Kale on the back. You tell her. I'm going back to my thing. He kind of just starts playing with his gauntlet again.
Kale is going to take out her dagger, and she's just going to give it to her as a kind of like a pocket mirror.
What do you do, Lacey?
No. This isn't real. What's happening to me?
Are you hurting at all, or you feel like you're in danger?
No, the pain is completely gone, like it was never there. I don't understand.
Well, if you aren't in any pain, I think it's best not to worry about it, at least right now. I think we need to get going.
Another set of sparks fly out, one of them hitting Lacey in the face.
Oh yeah. What do these sparks
Yep.
look like? Are they talking about like lightning bolts or
Like
what
they're like the kind you would see. How do I put this? It's like the kind you would see resonating off of a campfire, but I would say about 3 times as large, and they are very much affected by gravity.
So they just kind of like arcing through the air, like floating, like what's going on?
Like they would shoot out like upwards, and a few would go downwards from like his arm, and then would arc downwards after they get like a sizable like amount into the air before it's falling down and resting somewhere on the ground, or in this case, Lacey's face.
Oh, okay. Lacey, you feel a tink. It's something like gently taps and like bounces off your head, and you look over. It's this like golden mote of like red light, and it just falls into the grass.
Hey, watch where you're shooting at. Fuck.
I don't complain. This is like new. This is brand new stuff. He kind of walks over and like kind of shoves his gauntlet in her face. You see this? He points to a small area on his gauntlet and says, this is a mana sink. It draws upon the latent pool of mana
I'm
within the
gonna
air.
cut him off and I'm gonna shove him out of my face.
I'm being very clever. Like no one's around to watch. What is the point in having you all?
Clever is also personal space.
He repositions himself very like annoyed and like kind of very much having his gauntlet invisible but not in her face this time. This here is a mana sink. It draws upon the latent pool of mana that resides within the atmosphere.
I'm gonna
Usually-
unsheath my knife and aim it at
Would
him.
you stop
This
cutting
is a
me
knife.
off?
It's also my knife.
True. Anyways,
No.
I'm trying to explain something here. Would you stop cutting me off? Like literally, it's a knife. What is wrong with you? Anyways, there's usually like probably like 200, 300 parts per million, like units, kind of like air quotes, of mana in the air. But the amount in the atmosphere here, it's 10, almost 20 times that amount. It's almost as if like no one uses magic at all here. Like this amount should be very small, like very much smaller than what it is.
Snore.
Snore, you go snore yourself.
Snore.
I'm trying to do a cool thing. You're ruining my bit.
You can show me, Cal, as long as you move while doing it.
Whatever. Not that you care, anyways. Just walks away.
I just shrug at Lacey.
I'm gonna look at Cullen. I'm gonna giggle a bit.
I'm gonna take the dagger back. And then I want to discern where is north.
Yeah, sure. It takes you a second to orient yourself because the setting sun makes it easy. And you right yourself. You can determine which way is north.
Can I determine where is north as well?
Yeah, roll a survival check.
Survival check.
They auto-filled because they're rangers, so I would just...
18.
18.
He kind of realizes that we should be going north. Like, remembers Kale muttering something about north earlier, and kind of double taps the side of his head, and a mini version of the UI pops up in front of his vision, and a compass at the top begins to rotate before pointing in the direction you should be looking.
Let's go this way. This is north.
I'm following you.
I'm sticking so I can find the nearest village. And we're getting you to an exorcist. Points at Lacey.
That would be convenient.
Hey, Cal.
What?
Boo.
What?
Are you scared?
No?
You will
Why
be.
would I be... Okay, you're creepy. He begins fiddling. He kind of points his gauntlet to his left, like away from. They would be to my right, wouldn't they?
Sure.
Yes, I was imagining that Cal was on the left, Kali was in the middle, and then Lacey was on the right, and then Kali's just like, what the fuck? And like kind of the monkey in the middle now.
Yeah. Cal kind of points his gauntlet to the left before murmuring 3 words, and his arm begins to violently shake as another red storm begins to materialize around his arm before he chants red, and a massive bolt of arc of lightning shoots through the sky out into the distance. The gauntlet begins to smoke, and then material dissipates back into his arm.
You want to explain that real quick?
Oh, now you want to hear about it. He pulls up a gauntlet on his right arm now towards them.
By the way, when he's saying he's pulling things out, you see him look down at a certain point in his form, and emerging from the sleeve is this like metallic liquid that it rolls across his form and then like solidifies and then retextures itself to be something different.
Kind of cool like that. And how do I explain this? From where I'm from, magic follows a very strict set of rules that have been documented for many, many decades. But here, magic seems to work differently. Like, I can't quite explain it, but where I'm from, magic seems to follow. It is invoked through one's thoughts and actions, and then can be amplified via items or incantations. And this new source of this rune here seems to work on completely new principles. He begins to point his arm to his left. If I chant 3 words, he chants, what were the words again? Crap, I had this written down. Phase, Paramita, Pillar of Light, and the gauntlet begins to shake violently again. And then he chants once more, red, and then another bolt of lightning shoots forth and the gauntlet strikes the ground this time. Ooh, probably should have aimed a little higher. But this gauntlet, this is insane. Like, I've never seen anything like this before.
As
Buy some upgrades?
a distinction for lore purposes, I'll just go ahead and add one small little detail.
Okay.
Dr. Breon, you're used to very, very diminutive, small, tiny amounts of concentrated mana and trace artifacts, like very, very rare things. Here, it's almost like the sensors are overloading. Like it's like trying to drink from a fire hydrant. There's far, far too much arcane energy in the air. If it was radiation, you all would be toast.
Thank God it isn't.
I'm just saying, but the main difference here is the concentrations. The heat sink itself, or the mana sink, let me think. The mana sink itself, if you look at it, is operating at like 200 or 300% efficiency. For all intents and purposes, you're drowning in it, and this is unseen, unprecedented.
He adds one more comment. If I could get this to the USA, there's so much we could do, so much potential here. And neither of you have understood a word I just said, have you?
Nope.
I'm aware of magic. I'm just not aware of what you consider magic. We've
Kind of magic.
always had this. I guess with what you're raving about, with our atmosphere and mana, you're definitely not from here.
Pretty sure I told you that the first time we met, but hey. Kale would know, by the way, about this is just me asking. Kale would know about the purge, wouldn't she?
Huh?
Like the Great Purge of Sorcerers, or whatever that's called.
Huh?
What are you referring to exactly?
Oh my goodness, you were telling me something about like how the church went and slaughtered basically any and all magic users.
Well, Dr. Breon doesn't know that.
Well, yeah, I was asking if Kale would.
You can certainly ask.
Well, how am I supposed to ask? I don't know.
Well, why are you asking?
I was wondering because I brought something up earlier about like it's almost like no one's ever used magic before. And I'm like thinking like would she know about that? But all right, whatever, doesn't matter then.
What do you mean no one used what?
I Cal made a comment about like how there was so much mana in the atmosphere, how it like it was almost as if no one used magic at all. But like it's fine.
I think that was perfect actually. I think that's a good little narrative dissonance. Or not narrative dissonance, but a good little tension thing.
We're still walking north, by the way. Do we
So-
see anything?
yeah.
So what exactly is going on? So you guys are
Cal's explaining things with his gauntlet. Cal is trying to indulge him and try to help, like, feed his ego, quote unquote, to shut him up.
correct.
And
But that's not helping.
we're still going north.
Yeah.
So over the past few minutes, the sun has gradually begun to set in the sky, golden beams of light casting in great arcs over the treetops. The light of the sky is dimming, and you continue forth. The grasslands before you roll onward, very gentle, sort of large swaths of wind roll and rock against the grass in great waves, almost like the surface of the ocean. There are a scant few trees here in this place, small clusters and sort of risen hills and, pines grouped together and large oaks and firs. The wilderness stretches on, and night will come eventually. What do you guys want to do for the time being?
I'm looking for any villages or any hint of civilization, and I'm also still trying to figure out how to better, more efficiently harness the power from this rune.
Right. Okay. I want you to roll an Arcana check for me. I'll allow you to spend, some time, tweaking things and seeing if you pick up anything. I'll throw you a couple of bones. What are the rest?
19.
What do the rest of you want to do in a little bit of downtime?
I guess I want to just try to figure out where we are to see if I recognize any landmarks.
Okay.
And also, like, grab some of the dry grass or dry stuff for tinder.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a survival check, and I think that'll apply for both.
Aye.
Lacey, what you doing?
I'm gonna get up and brush myself off and follow Kale.
Yeah, all of you guys have been walking for some time, like while all this has been happening.
Al notices after a hot minute, the second he takes a second to break and breathe, stop thinking about this rune. He does notice, by the way, that he's really tired. Even before he came here, he hadn't gotten a lot of sleep. So
So you
actually, no, he did get some sleep earlier, but I guess like he's probably tired by this point. I would say.
Yeah, we took a long rest before we went into the puzzle room.
yeah, but
Yeah, how long has it been since that? Actually, geez, it's only been like a couple hours.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Hey, never mind. Ignore
yeah.
that. I forgot
Hey.
about that long rest.
Well, it's all good. We figured it out. Lacey, what did you say you were doing? I wouldn't say you brush yourself off because you guys have been you've been walking for a while through these grassy areas. Are you what else are you doing?
I'm just gonna follow Kale and help her with whatever she's doing.
Which is
So,
what exactly?
I rolled a 18, by the way.
On your what was
Arcana check. You told me to roll.
it? Cool. All right, hold on to that for just 1 sec.
Gotcha.
16 survival.
Right. Describe to me what you're doing over the next couple of minutes.
I'm just gathering up some really dry tinder, and I'm trying to figure out where we are.
Okay.
I also relate that to Lacey, as I'm just looking around and we're talking and such.
One of you can grab and add 1 fistful of dry leaves to your inventory. It's one item. It's I would say
Got it.
you can use it to start a fire.
Done.
So if you use this with one of your other tools as a catalyst, you can start a fire with this.
I might have something for that as well.
For what?
Oh, for lighting the fire.
Oh
Just
yeah,
let me know.
I would hope so. You're an artificer, for God's sakes.
Fair enough. I like blowing stuff up.
Yeah.
I have. Just let me know.
So, 18 for your Arcana, correct?
Yeah.
Oh crap! I have to refresh my brain. What was it for?
I was trying to figure out how to more efficiently route this power through like all of my devices, not just the gauntlet.
Okay. What's your end goal here? What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to not. I don't want to just use this power. Like Cal, at least, wouldn't want to just use this power for the gauntlet. He would want to be able to use this for like other devices. Maybe be able to extend the range of communications that he can do with his implant. Maybe like provide more like better, more stable power to the rest of the suit.
I'll say over the course of
the whole suit.
So for all intents and purposes, so how? Let me ask you this: as an artificer, how exactly are you incorporating this element into your kit? Is this an artificer thing, or is this like or we just kind of like, was this just a lore thing? Like, what was happening here?
I don't actually really know. I wanted this to be a lore thing. I didn't want this to be an artificer thing.
Okay.
Somehow I went and turned it into an artificer thing because that's what he would do.
So I would say this. I want you to add this item in your inventory. It is a stone fragment. And you can describe it as having a rune on it or whatever. It takes up I would say 2 item slots. And I'll allow you to attune to it over the next 10 minutes if you wish.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Man, all these fucking bitches are getting buffs, and I'm not.
Technically, Lacey got cursed, so.
Well,
Wow.
and she got really good eyesight.
Which makes you really wonder what else I did.
No.
What else
Please.
did you do?
Or I did. Well, I wouldn't say it's me, per se, but... that thing.
That thing. Yay! I would
Shut up, girl.
So
Shut up.
I did say it was a curse. So you
North, we go north.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think we just keep going north.
Yeah, do I figure out where we are?
so go ahead and get this.
How do I put this? There was something I was gonna do. Oh yeah, are we going to set up a fire? Are we gonna take a break? What are we doing?
It depends on if we know where we are and if we find anything.
So
Do we see anything in the horizon? I think.
what did you roll on your
No.
perception check?
Shut up, Cal.
Or was it survival?
It was a survival. It was a 16. Actually, no, 17.
You take in your surroundings, gather the leaves and the dried grass and a small handful of sticks. You tuck it into your bag. Which of you's taking it, by the way, Lacey or Kale?
I'm taking
Oh, I
it.
thought we each got one.
Oh, yeah, you each can have one. That's fine. You put the things in your bag and secure it tightly against, and then venture forward. The hills roll on for some distance ahead of you. You don't quite know where you are, but the... Oh, Chris, we can hear you. Do you mind me real quick?
Oh, my bad.
You're good, bro. It's all good. You venture forward for a time. You don't quite know where you are in the sense that you've never seen this place before. It is unfamiliar to you. You've not seen these trees, these hills. However, you do know that you're someplace more temperate. It's not at all where you entered. I want you to roll an Arcana check for me.
Me?
Yes.
Fuck. You know what? I say fuck that. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna... Never mind.
9. Oh no.
What was it?
9. He ain't figuring shit out.
Visions flash past. A carriage broken, tilted on its side, a creature screaming, this lump thing lunging at you, a stone obelisk resting in a box. The pine trees that were around you, the air was colder there. Here it's more humid.
Pretty far somehow.
However, Lacey,
Yeah.
I want you to roll a perception check with advantage for me, please. As you look
With
around.
disadvantage?
No, with advantage.
No, when life gives you a disadvantage, you take it and you turn it into disadvantage.
Actually, I want to use a luck point to give her
Really?
Yeah, actually,
No,
I
I'm
would've
joking.
given-
I'm joking.
You
no,
could.
I do.
I use my luck point to give Cal disadvantage on giving her disadvantage.
Oh no!
Oh, well, I use another luck point to give him
I use
disadvantage
another-
on giving me disadvantage to give her disadvantage.
Are we really gonna do
I
this?
use a luck point to make Cal's hair fall out.
So true.
Kill yourself.
All right. So, oh no! So for real, what's actually happening? What are y'all doing?
What do you mean? What are we all doing? You're saying what?
Lacey's rolling a perception check with advantage. What else is happening right now?
We're fucking walking.
No, man.
I say Cal takes a second and said, "Okay, I don't know about you Rangers, or you hunters, but
Or-
my legs aren't built for this. I gotta take a break. We've been walking for hours.
Shall I carry you?
Don't you fucking dare."
Lacey, what'd you roll in your perception check?
24.
You watch vividly as the rainbow colors of the sky turn from orange to purple to deep, deep blue, and the stars begin to come out. You find yourself enraptured by your surroundings, the detail. It's like you're looking at the world with new eyes for the first time. What's so funny?
She's looking at the world with literally new eyes.
Yeah. Didn't mean to do that, but you notice, however, ahead of you, there's a tree line of what looks to be a small, sort of thin, sparse wood, and not but 100 feet from the edge of the tree line, you see a building.
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 Building. Run. Are we going?
Run.
Building.
You guys haven't noticed, Lacey.
Guys, fucking zoomies. Jesus.
I don't know.
Lacey, you see it. You see a small thatch-roofed cabin sitting at the edge of the tree line, some distance away, maybe a half a mile. What do you do?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
You're the one.
Oh.
You have cool eyes.
Listen. Please. I'm retarded. Say it again.
You can't
You
say
can't
it. I can't say that.
Oh, whoops. It's okay. No one's gonna see it anyways.
Here are autistic. Actually, can we make that joke?
Yeah, we totally can. We totally can.
Can't
I
say
mean,
autism.
I know Chris is diagnosed. I
Whatever. Let's go. Tell us, Mackie.
It doesn't matter.
Tell us.
tell us.
Lacey, what do you do? Lacey.
I don't know what to do. Help.
So
You see a
You-
building.
So Kali and Dr. Breon, you guys turn and see Lacey sort of squint ahead, and she's sort of, and you notice her catching looking at some distance, and y'all sort of catch the impression,
Zoom.
and you look and you zoom in, and you see a cabin sitting at the edge of the woods. What do you guys want to do?
Oh shit! There's a cabin. Oh, yeah, I start tapping Kali on the shoulder. There's a cabin down at the tree line.
Yeah, that's not creepy at all.
We must investigate.
On it, Cal, dramatically snaps his fingers, and then in an instant, from his chest and spreading outwards, this metal flows and grasps hands, wrapping themselves around his body and clinging as close to his body, in a very skin-tight fashion. Finally, a helmet surrounds his head and closes in, completely sealing his body in armor. You hear through a robotic tone, "See, catch you on the flip side," and then with these kind of vents spew flames out the back as he sprints towards the cabin.
He gone. What y'all doing?
Also, I would like to. It's a plus 15, or not 15. Sorry, plus 5 to my speed.
Nice. You see him get up, and he sprints out, and you see this this armor like harden around him, and these plates sort of interlocking in a scale-like fashion. You see them move and propel him, and he runs off. What are the two of you guys doing?
Can you run, Lacey?
Can't see. You're muted.
I didn't realize. I said, I think so.
I think we should in case.
Alright.
And Kali will start sprinting.
What's your guys' speed, just so I can know like how screwed I am? No worries.
30.
I'm at 35. Actually, what am I at? I thought I was 35, but
I'll be fucking 60 feet per second once I get level 3.
I'm 40. I'm 40 feet a second.
Wow. Can we get to the thing now, Caleb?
We can. Is this a pretty good stopping point? You guys want to keep going?
I'm
Well,
okay
let's
with keep
just
going.
investigate the cabin first, Caleb.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yes, don't leave any narrative tension for next week. No, can't have any of that.
You got half an hour left. You should plan better.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't just stick us on planes and expect us to keep walking next time.
So, the three of you run out, the grass lapping at your legs and the rolling across like pathways carved before you as you step through them, trampling them. Three winding little lines, wandering. In a few minutes, you panting with heavy breath, sort of stumble and step up to the cabin. It seems to sit in a small little clearing, like a diameter, sort of like grass has been sort of like, torn or cut. There's a lot of dirt in this, like around the house. The building itself seems it's made out of wood and like thatch on the roof. It seems decently well made, but it looks there's no masonry or any kind of urban professionalism. It looks like a handmade wooden cabin.
Look like somebody's been here.
It does. Matter of fact, in the front you see a window to the left. Yes, the building itself is sort of rectangular, and you stand on one of its. The front is like one of the wide flat sides, and then there's a door to the right, and then a window to the left. The window is closed, but the door is ajar. Open.
Ajar.
Hello?
You sure no one's in there?
That's why I'm speaking.
I mean, Cal's just gonna abruptly open the door and shout, "Hello? Anyone here?"
It opens. It sort of like it opens inwards and then sort of rests on the right hand wall. The room is dark. It's small. You can't quite see from out there. Actually, it's what is it about twilight?
Yeah.
Here, actually, let me change ambiance. Let me do the let's see.
Ooh, he gets to bust out the ambiance.
Is there,
To be honest, I still thought it was morning.
Yeah, it's because
Except for ambiance.
Yeah, me too. That's Let me do. Let's try this. That's better. So the door opens inward. You shout, "Hello?" Silence. What do y'all do?
I'm gonna draw an arrow just in case.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to retract my armor. Actually, I'm gonna kind of in like a very peaceful, kind of friendly body language, kind of hold my hands up, and as I walk in and look around, the armor deploying, retracting. Sorry, around me. With like kind of like a whoosh, my coat begins to like unsoften as he walks in and kind of looks around, says hello one more time, and he kind of turns back. I don't think anyone's in here.
The three of you are walking in, correct?
Oh, I'm in already. I'm sitting in the room like already.
Lacey?
I'm slowly walking in. I still have my bow ready.
Okay.
I'll stay outside and keep watch.
Okay, so Lacey's standing in the doorway. Cal's walked in. Kale's sort of standing outside and looking around. Roll a perception check, Kale. And then I want you to roll a perception check, Dr. Brion.
Yay! That I can do.
22 perception.
25.
I'm sorry, could y'all hear me crunching?
No.
Oh no!
Okay. I noticed like activity on the
You
on the
snacking on
mic.
stream, motherfucker?
I have a bowl of Cheerios.
I've eaten 2
Goodness,
pecan
that's
bars
so
so far.
real.
We didn't have milk, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna eat these like a kindergartner. I need it. So what did y'all roll on both y'all's checks?
25. He rolled 22.
Damn, guys. Sheesh.
We see everything.
30 should be like the standard DC now. Sheesh. 20. We need to nerf things or like.
Well, yeah, we got a +6 here.
We gotta buff
I don't know
the
what he's
DC.
got.
It's insane. What are y'all level 2? That's retarded.
I'm level 3. I put like all of my points into perception, but like I've got nothing for strength, con, or dex. Like I'm at the minimum for everything. I'm literally all brain, nothing else.
Dr. Brion, you step in and you take in your surroundings. Let me look at my notes. I thought I had them out. I'm gonna change the ambiance because I feel like this video is kind of messing up a bit. It's like glitching out intermittently. This works. Sorry about the volume jump, guys. So, you step into the center of the room. You find yourself somewhere on the right side of this. It's a single room sort of cabin, like a big open area. There's immediately in front of you is what looks to be a small fire pit. The floor here is dirt. There's no like flooring or anything. It's just like padded dirt. There is a small little fire pit in the middle with a cauldron that it's like dangling from a chain from the ceiling. To the left of it are 2 stools. The first thing you notice when you walk in is this pungent smell of like rotted meat, like a fetid sort of sickly sweet odor. And you look and you see it's coming from on the stool. There's a plate of what looks to be like food, and it's rotten. The smell is very pungent in the room. Beyond that, you can see there's like a bed in one corner, and then like a little cupboard and some shelves and like a couple of buckets. But that's basically everything that's in the room. Lacey, you see a portion of this as he steps in. You see the like the fire pit, and when he steps to the left, kind of investigate the rest of the room, he kind of goes out of sight, and you peer in and kind of catch most of the room. Kale, the sounds of the nighttime, softly at first, but gradually as the sun well and truly sets below the line of the horizon, the signs of life rise up from the night out of the day. you begin to keep an eye and listen out for anything interesting. Keep the number in mind. I might ask you for it later, okay?
I want big monster.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Dr. Breon and Lacey, what are y'all doing? Lacey, you still stand in the doorway, your bow drawn, arrow knocked. Dr. Breon, you're standing somewhat in front of this fireplace, sort of between the door and the fireplace, and more or less at the right side of the room in the middle.
Yeah. Is there any torches? Anything in there?
It's dark.
I can see.
It's dark in here. If you look on this wall, the window that I said was on the left, it seems to be adjacent to the bed, and you see like gentle like evening light sort of pouring in, but the room itself is extremely dark. It's really hard to see.
Oh, can I make out any, like, put out candles or anything in there?
Not really. You see basic basic shapes in the room, like the pot and the cauldron, and you see like a cupboard in the corner, but it's all very, very dim or dark, like, pitch black dark. It's vague shapes rather than details. You can light a light or something if you wish, though.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull from the back pocket of my jacket a comically large torch that should not have fit in there. Gonna pull it out of my pocket, and then I'm gonna raise my left hand. The gauntlet once again reappears on my arm, and then I phase and then flick my finger, and like a tiny little bolt of red lightning strikes it, lights the torch.
And it begins
What do I see now?
Lacey, you wince, and Kali, you see a flash of light. You jump and sort of turn around, sort of on alert, and Cal seems to have lit a torch inside the room. You settle down and begin to peer back out in the wilderness. Are you going to continue to keep watch? Or are you going to go investigate with them?
Cal shouts, "Kale, get in here! You gotta see this!"
I look away and go and look inside from here.
Okay, you step up to the doorway, and Lacey's still standing in the doorway. Her bow nocked. She turns and looks and nods at you. You look over her shoulder, sort of in the frame of the door on the left side of the door frame, and you all are kind of peering into the room. You see essentially what most of what I've described. However, I want Dr. Brand, I want you to roll an investigation check for me.
Ooh, another thing I'm good at. Investigation. 16.
So, over the next
intelligent rolls.
Over the next minute or two, you gotta stroll around the room, kind of looking around at things, being careful. There's no signs of a person here. There's no like body, for example, or anyone sleeping. The cabin is empty for all intents and purposes. However, there's a couple of details that you notice that stand out to you as you begin to inspect them. For one, the bed is still made. The covers are pulled taut and tucked in the sides. This rough sort of burlap over linen is and like a raw sheet of what looks to be like loosely held together wool fibers. It's not a great blanket, but it looks, at least somewhat something in the cold. The pillow is a sack filled with grass, perhaps like straw from outside. The bed is made. It has not been disturbed. You notice also too the food on the stool. It looks to be like some kind of like a soup or a stew, and it must have had like meat or something in it, because some of the liquid is gone and the meat is like rotted and fetid. Like maggots are sort of like crawling in, swimming in the liquid. Next to it seems to be what looks to be an extremely moldy piece of cheese. The food is spoiled and it smells putrid.
Trees.
Other than that, the room itself is very sparsely decorated. Doesn't seem to be anything of note other than stuff in there. The bed, there's a small cupboard with like a couple of drawers in it. What do the three of you wish to do?
I'm gonna find a place to sit.
I'm hopping to the bed.
Okay. There's two stools. One's got a bowl and a plate on it, and one's empty. There's two stools and there's a bed. That's about the only furniture in the room.
Actually, no, I'm not gonna get into bed. There's something I want to try here in a second, but does anyone else want to do anything first?
Can I just up against a wall somewhere?
You said what, Lacey?
Can I just lean up against a wall?
Yeah, sure. You just kind of like
Really?
lean in, and you'll shut the door behind you, and you kind of prop against the door, kind of to the left of the door. What else the rest of y'all wish to do?
I guess I would like to clean up the icky shit in the house.
Okay. So you take the plate. And there's a plate with the cheese on it. You look at it, and with your eye, you notice that the cheese is still good. If you cut the mold off, it's probably still edible, such as tree cheese, or at least it looks to be this sort of more common, like what's it called?
Gouda? Cheddar?
I think
Like
referred to as like green cheeses. Like they're naturally sort of moldy, and you just cut the mold off, and they're fine. But you have these items. What do you want to do with them?
I guess, I just wanna throw out the bad shit.
Yeah, you're like going out the door, the window, like where you put
Going out the door, and I'm just gonna try to bury it.
I'm
bury
gonna
it.
follow him out the door.
Okay, you take it outside, and you go to the edge of the clearing and begin like you want to bury it, or you just want to dump it out? Like, what are you doing?
Bury it.
Okay, you set the stuff down and begin to with your hands sort of carve out a small little hole in the ground. Dr. Breon, you follow her out.
I'm not following her out to the clearing, but I'm gonna stand in like front of the house. I'm gonna begin to look at the ruin again. Kind of just take a second, hold it in my hand for a minute, as I contemplate like what do I want to do next with.
You're
this?
like holding the stone in your hands, or is it still in your
I'm
gauntlet?
just holding it, kind of like tossing it up in the air and catching it again for a second.
Cool. Okay.
Then I think, and I have an idea, kind of like a light bulb moment.
I will say, by the way, earlier you did attune to this thing, so we'll do a little time, pull back. You recall the memories of when you were attuning to this item. You were fiddling with it, concentrating on it, sort of figuring it out and seeing what it was doing. Let me check my notes.
It's cold here right now. Holy crap! It is like 9 degrees. I wish I was joking too. It's 12. It's 12 degrees here. Holy crap!
It sucks to be you.
It sucks to be you, fucking Georgians. Chris, how cold is it for you?
It's
Okay,
room
sorry.
temperature.
Alright, sorry.
So this item, this stone fragment, for all intents and purposes, is a spell focus. However, when you let me think.
You can make this item later, Caleb.
You're right. It is a spell focus. I'll give you the details of it later, but for now you
there
have
was something I wanted
this.
to do with it.
Yeah, well, go ahead. What's up?
So I'm gonna bring it up to my chest, and then just like what I did with the gauntlet, but instead I want a small patch of metal forms around my chest, and then a little tendril once again latches onto the rock and rips it out of my hand, and kind of holds it and presses it up against my chest. I then kind of stance myself as, or Cal stances himself as metal begins to spring forth. Almost similar, it's not almost, but very similar to how when Cal usually dons the armor, it begins to cover his body. But then the rune begins to glow, and red sparks begin to cover the metal as it doesn't just cover my body, it begins to grow and expand as a larger figure begins to cover my body. Not just my normal suit, but instead a larger, more like bulky, almost mech begins to cover me, as my usual gauntlets are my lance and my fire launcher are now replaced with like fists. So
I would say in the span of a second or two, these metal tendrils sort of like reach out from your body and form this like almost skeleton, and then the gaps gaps are filled in, and they float around, and suddenly it hardens, and you find yourself in this armored suit.
So this is the second form of my arcane armor, or my nano armor. This is Punchy Boy. So in this form, I have the ability to make unarmed strikes with 1d8 thunder damage, and after I hit something with it, that creature now has disadvantage on all other attacks for a turn, other than attacks made against me.
Sick.
So, also, I'd like to point out that these gauntlets can also do cool red lightning stuff when I chant. But the biggest thing is this kind of like, it's just for flair, by the way. I'm not saying this is a weapon, but I have this kind of like big, like on my left arm, I have this massive like spear almost, like that is strapped on this, and right above it you can see this text that makes no sense to you, Kali. I'm guessing you'd be able to see this, as you're probably shocked by the noises as this frame is built around me, and it says, "Get bunked, loser."
man's got a motherfucking pile bunker.
And then on the right shoulder you can read the text, "No ejections. We die like men."
God, you're such a nerd.
I have a pile bunker. Fuck you. What are you gonna do? I got a pile bunker. I can bunk people.
I would say just for a frame of reference, if you don't mind, the suit itself is large. It sort of has this like hunched shoulders, almost like this giant, like a brutish sort of form. The fists themselves are large and plated and bulky, and on the right shoulder, extending from the elbow, I would say there's this giant sort of rod that comes back, and it terminates in a point that's sort of right beside the fist. There's a mechanism that causes it to shoot forward.
You want to know what's even better about this?
What's up?
I'm going to describe this. So there's another device on my back left shoulder that is like, you can tell it's designed to expand. This is part of my secondary ability I get with this mech, called Defensive Field. As a bonus action, you can gain temporary hit points equal to your level in this class. But what's cool about this is I quite literally have the shield from Armored Core.
Oh, nice.
I read that.
So it's just this like unfolding apparatus that sort of like projects in front of you like a hologram. That's cool.
It is quite, and I just gain a few temporary hit points, which is dope. But I just like the fact that I have that.
That is dope, man. That's super cool.
I thought about having it. Like,
so why did you do this armor? What exactly?
I just wanted a cool way to introduce this is armor I'm going to be using from now on, and I just wanted a cool way to introduce it.
Oh, sick.
So I won't be using my normal armor set unless for like touch stealth stuff now. This is what I'm going to be using. So from now on, whenever I'm saying I'm armoring up, this is what like you should be imagining is like, This is what I build up around me.
Sick. Okay.
That's the only reason I wanted to do this, so that I didn't have to like just kind of pause combat later on trying to explain this.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of like ruin the tension. So that's just like something for later on.
Oh, sick, man. Well, back to this though. Kali, you were bearing the food, correct?
It's muted.
Yep. Okay. So, over the next minute or so, you begin to dig a small little hole and bury the food and press the soil back into the ground. And to your satisfaction, you turn and look, and you see this Dr. Breon lifted off the ground by these metal sort of spindly fibers, and then the form just wraps and then solidifies, and drops down with a heavy weight. He turns and looks at you.
Really? Nothing?
Lacey,
You see me turn into this massive, giant, 8-foot mech, and
yo,
say,
you should hold on. You
nothing?
should. Wait, hey, Cal, do you have a cup near you?
A cup?
Yeah, like an
Oh,
empty
I
cup.
do.
Yeah, you should do that.
I will get something for that.
Yeah,
Actually,
you need like a robot filter for like when you're talking to that thing.
I'm gonna look for voice changers for next session. That's the next
Nah,
session.
don't do. You don't have to do a voice changer, man. You're good. I promise you, a cup is like perfect.
I will tell. Yeah. I will see what I can. See if I can.
Because here, for example, as a side tangent, like I got this little metal tin box. I put up to it, and then it sounds like this. You know what I mean? It's perfect. All you need to do is
How does this sound? Does that sound good to you?
Not really.
No, I didn't. You said metal tin thing, and I'm like, okay, I get a metal tin thing. Like that's not a good example.
But did my voice sound like what he sounded like? He just sounded like it got muted for a sec.
Did sound like he got muted.
Did I sound like that, or was that just him?
No, you sounded
Aw, don't diss it.
way better.
It's a little better.
It's
I
whatever.
promise you,
I
like a coffee cup is like perfect. You gotta
I'll-
hunt around
I'll-
you gotta find the right one though. You know what I mean?
True, it's true. I'll look into it. We can worry about that in between sessions.
So, what do you do, Dr. Brianna? You stay in that form? You gotta turn it off, or like what's happening?
I'm gonna turn it off as as I do the rune drops off my chest. I quickly scramble to pick it back up before it hits the ground.
There's a moment where you float above the ground as everything recedes and like folds back in on itself, and then
Imagine I fall
drop
on my
down.
rear end.
Yeah. You literally drop like a foot, it's sort of like knocked out from under you. You drop back onto your feet and catch the thing.
Nope.
Kali, you witness this and rise back to your feet. What are you doing?
Cal,
Yes.
was that you?
Maybe.
Okay.
Okay. He runs up there. He runs up to Kale. You just saw me turn into an 8-foot giant, and you say okay?
I don't know if you are turning into something bad or not.
Whatever. You guys are no fun. Just kind of haughtily
We are
stops.
not people from where you are from, Cal.
What?
Yeah, how do you expect us to know what any of this shit means?
We are not from where you are from, Cal.
Why are you so primitive? Don't you? You see, so that makes even that makes your response even less sense. Make even less sense then. By your standards, I have been bending metal with my mind, and these are this is technology that should be hundreds of years ahead of where you are currently, and that your brain shouldn't even begin to fathom, and you greet that with an okay. If I was in your position, I'd be on my hands and knees praying to whatever God I believe in right now. But hey, whatever. Maybe that's just me. As he kind of throws his hands up and turns around and starts walking back towards the cabin.
Okay, I'm just gonna ignore whatever he said because obviously he don't understand what the fuck magic be.
I understand what magic be. I probably understand better than you what magic be.
Lacey, what are you doing while this is happening? So Kale and Dr. Breon step out of the door and begin to do their own thing, and you're left alone in this room. He's left the torch sort of knocked on a sconce on the wall, but it's just you and the flickering torchlight. What do you do?
I'm gonna sit in the corner for a bit and just
Oh, you're
relax.
like cutting.
I'm gonna relax up against the wall.
Sorry, this one was opening a garage door. I don't know why. It's midnight, for God's sakes. So,
We should take a rest.
Yeah, I agree. Once Cal walks back in, he's probably gonna go to sleep. Like lay down on the bed.
the two of you step back into the cabin, shutting the door behind you. Lacey's still propped up against the door frame, and she nods at you as the two of you walk in. What do the three of y'all want to do?
Long
First, I want to do something. So that key I got, I still have it, right?
Sort of. If you remember, when you took it, it like disappeared into mist, like it dissolved. So,
Disappeared.
I mean,
Do I have any idea where it could be?
yes. Do you wish
Oh
to?
no.
Do you wish to summon the key?
Kali will like. Oh no. Kali will kind of pat her chest a little bit, specifically the area in which she pulled the key out in the first place. Is there anything there?
You mean like in the side or like the chest? Like where you? What do you mean?
When I took the key out of the Undying's chest,
Yeah.
I'm pressing on that area to see if I can even.
I would like for you to roll a medicine check for me, please.
Oh no!
Welcome to the underground.
Shut up! Medicine check, that is 16, 17, 18.
Well, I sure hope we don't ever have to use that thing.
So, you take your hand and you panic and press your hand against your chest. Your chest feels like ice. Do you wish to summon the key?
Yeah, I'll summon it somehow.
You think on it and
Feel your chest begin to burst open.
you don't know how to.
Okay.
You don't. Your desire is to summon the key.
Yes, I want the key.
Frost emanates. The palm solidifies like ice into stone. It appears in your hand and is heavy, weighted, glistening with frost.
Okay. I'm going to grasp it in my hands with both my palms, and I'm going to go on my knees and I'm going to pray.
Okay.
I gotta think of the words I want to say.
Oh crap, there's something I want to do before I hit the haze. Well, probably cast alarm.
I want the thing I want to say to be cool, so I'm like trying to think about it.
Take a minute and think about it. Dr. Breon and Lacey, y'all see Kali summon the key in her hands, and then she clutches it to her chest, sort of kneels down in this sort of like a motion of prayer. What do the two of you do?
I look out the window. Damn, I didn't think she'd actually take my advice.
She's like prostrated away from the cabin, so there wouldn't be any knowledge of the key.
Oh, have you been outside this whole time?
Yeah, I've been outside this whole time.
Oh, my bad. I described y'all earlier as entering the house, and my bad.
Oh yeah, even
So
I knew. Okay.
So Dr. Breon is inside, but then you're outside?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The scene happens as I described. However, you were standing at the edge of the clearing where the flattened sort of grass, the sort of flattened grass meets the more wild parts of the plains and where it ventures onwards for ages. Dr. Breon, you look out the window and you see Kali out there kneeling at the edge of the clearing. What do you do?
My reaction's the same. He just kind of looks out the window. Hot damn, I didn't think she'd actually take my advice.
Is she going to be alright?
I mean, I think she's fine. I mean, she's just praying, like. I mean, she did just see one of. Kind of looks at her. Did just kind of see one of the members of her species die, or race, or whatever she is. Just kind of had to pry a key out of his chest. So, I mean, how good do you think she is?
Probably definitely some underlying trauma there.
You think? What about you? Any trauma from you, Mrs. Dark Eyes?
Well, there is one thing.
What?
I was in a war a while back.
You and me both.
Wow, that was super edgy.
It's literally in my background, Caleb.
I'm just joking. I was in a war. A fellow protagonist, was also in a war in my backstory.
I mean, I wasn't in the war, but I was in the war. Those were the days.
Indeed, they were. Spooky.
Spooky? Who you calling spooky? Ain't no spook. He begins to go and he sits on the bed and he pulls out the rune one last time and takes a look at it before kind of tossing it on the bedstand. And just kind of sits and he lays back and he looks at the roof or the ceiling and he thinks, I'm tired. What about you? Kind of looks at Lacey.
I'm exhausted. I feel like taking a long rest.
Oh yeah, I think I might take a really long rest before he kind of holds his arm up, snaps his fingers, and then out of his right leg that's still hanging off the bed, a orb begins to like almost like phase. It looks like it's kind of pulling itself out of his ankle, like as if it's floating right through his ankle, and then it just floats in the air before a few runes or like something appears on the side of it, and it begins to make a very low humming noise. I cast alarm. Obviously, it's gonna hover above the door, so like it's a 20-foot blocker on the door, and I name myself, Kale and Lacey as people who will not trigger it. It's gonna be a psychic as well, or a telepathic.
Cool. Good to know. Kale, you stand there on the edge of the clearing, clutching this key to your chest. Your hands grow numb from the cold.
Oh, warrior king, please heed my prayer. I am but a humble rune carver from the depths of Landau. May your chimera peacefully return back to the Sea of Ash. And let the time never forget who he once was. And I'm going to Kali stands back up slowly, and I guess I don't know what to do with the key now.
Do you wish to... I don't know.
Dissolve?
Yeah, I wanted to dissolve the key somehow. I wanted to make it
You
go
wish?
away.
Do you wish to put it away?
Yeah.
You look down and with a thought, it fades.
Good, swallow it. That works too.
There is a distinct sensation of a chill, a cold, a slowly growing sensation, a dull ache that rises into a spike, a jarring sensation in your chest. The ice in your heart setting in. It is uncomfortable.
Does it feel like home?
In a way.
Let's see.
I wouldn't say it's uncomfortable. I'll take it back. I'm trying not to say words like telling you how to feel. So, all that except that part.
Okay. I guess I will etch the memory of Jacob, I believe his name was. I didn't get his last name, but I will remember Jacob and his message. And I will go back and return for the night.
Dr. Brian, you notice out of the corner of your eyes, you sit on the bed, Kale's form walking in towards the cabin. The door opens, shuts behind. What do you do?
I'm going to... I have my own bedroll, right?
You can hear a faint humming from above your head, by the way. Just so you know.
Kala will look up and look over to Cal. Is Cal doing anything?
Snores very loud.
And he's sleeping. Okay.
Very loud snore.
Okay.
Because of course he
She's
is.
going to pull out her bedroll and try to go to sleep. She'll be closer to Lacey, by the way.
Poor Cal, y'all leaving Cal alone.
Yeah, fuck you.
I'm the reason you're safe right now, okay? Whatever.
You they diagnosed me.
I
mean-
think that's it for the session.
Yeah, probably.
So, the three of you tuck in for the night, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Any of you keeping watch?
I mean, we got alarm. I don't think I'm that worried. So, no, probably not.
Okay. Can I have everybody's passive perception stat?
16.
16.
No, you're 19. You get a +3.
Oh, yeah. 19.
Collar,
Yes.
what's your passive perception?
15.
Good to know.
And I'm tired of telling you. You gotta write this stuff down. Just keep it.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, I got a perfect place for sticky notes I can put right here. Perfect, but hold on.
Caleb's awesome. Don't hate on Caleb.
The night is still. The wind whistles at times, and the boards of the cabin might creak in protest. A quiet snap or creak. For some, it does not take long to fall.
The sun's already fell.
No, for some, it does not take long to fall asleep. Sleep comes quick and easy, dreamless. For others, they lay awake, staring at the uneven, patchy, sort of stained ceiling of the underside of the thatch, thinking about the events. The puzzle room, the portal. Lacey,
Hmm. Here.
Laser.
Hello?
there's a moment in the darkness between dreams. There was a moment, a stirring, a restless stirring. You snap awake, jump up. Your body is covered in cold sweat. And then you hear it again.
Help! Somebody!
What am I hearing?
A cry out in the distance. A scream. A cry for help. A man's voice off in the distance, distressed. It echoes off the trees. You hear it from the muffled walls. What do?
I'm gonna try and hit the floor a little bit and try and wake up Kali.
It does not take Kali long. She stirs in her sleep and looks up at you.
I'm gonna motion out the door.
Kali will slowly but surely try to rush out of her stupor and grab her arrow or bow.
Okay.
Do I hear
What's all the
anything?
commotion about?
I'm gonna give the hush sign to Cal and motion for him to listen in the direction of the front door.
Saj. A stilling of the room. And then you hear it again. Off in the distance. Echoing off of the trees.
Cal kind of shudders for a second before pressing his pointer finger on to his left temple, and a UI pops up. And after a quick thought, there's a phrase that pops up. It says auditory playback. As it shows a spectrograph, it replays the sound back in his head, and then begins to try and enhance and kind of detect what the sound is, and then unknown origin pops up before the device closes itself again.
What do you
How
do?
was that?
I'm not sure.
I'm summoning my pile bunker to my left arm. Like just the pile bunker. I'm popping that thing on my left arm.
You hear it again, off in the distance. A frantic sound like gurgling.
Torch is gone out by this point, but can I see where it is?
You see it's placed on the wall, blackened, sort of dull.
It's a wooden torch, like the entire thing's made out of wood.
Yeah. However, it looks like the fuel's burnt out, though. It's just a stick of wood at this point.
I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna toss it out, and can I like open? I'm gonna open the door and like, I'm gonna listen for a second to see what direction the cry is coming from.
You open the door slightly and listen. You hear it again. It sounds like it's behind the house, but far in the distance. Nowhere in the small clearing. Perhaps in the trees.
Now this doesn't feel right.
No, I agree. I wanna think here for a second. I'm gonna step back into the house, close the door, and put the torch back where it was for a second before. Like sitting next to where Kale and Lacey currently are.
There's a window, right?
There is.
Yeah, but
So-
it's pointing in the opposite direction.
It's in the opposite direction above the bed.
Okay. I want to look anyways. Do I see anything?
Roll a perception check.
That is a 15.
Flick my wrist.
You look out of the
quickly
way.
Swapping. Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. I was just gonna say I'm swapping my pow bunker out, or my spear out for a different weapon. I want to swap it out to not my lightning lancer, but a new device that you guys haven't seen me use yet.
Okay. You guys hear in the background as Dr. Brion begins fiddling with this device. Kyle, you look out the window and see slowly waving grass in the moonlight. A gentle breeze that rolls across it. And then you hear it again. A frantic cry, a scream.
I could have sworn this place had no other signs of life but us.
Yeah, well, that's just what they always make you think.
It's best to sit here still.
Kale is right.
I agree.
Is there a way for us to block off the door?
We'll put the bed there.
You can certainly try. Let me see where I wrote my notes. The door opens inward, so you could block it with something inside.
How tall is the ceiling in this place?
It's not super tall. It's probably 7 or 8 feet.
It's about all I need. I signal for the rest of the for everybody to kind of get up as I transform and like summon my massive mech around my body and begin to kind of like crouched, hunched over in here as he begins to try and push the bed towards the door.
You can scoot it across the floor. You put it right in front.
Mm-hmm.
It might hold.
And then I is there anything else? Anything else I can pick up and put on top of this thing?
There's a cupboard. That's about it.
Is there
Anything
another
important in the cupboard?
What did you say, Lacey?
Is there another door besides that one?
It's the only entrance. That and the window, both in the same wall. Although the
Okay.
walls themselves are made of like wooden planks and logs and held together by you know rough nails and things. The wall itself
Wait,
isn't indestructible either.
I'm gonna grab. Oh shit, that's a good point. I want to move the bed back. If something decides to break down that wall, it's gonna be our only exit out.
You're right.
I'm gonna move the bed back. Actually,
You deliberate, put it back in its original spot. Some scrape marks on the dirt floor, but nothing. Who cares?
I'm gonna retract the mech back into my body and land on the floor with a thud before I peek the door open. Kind of whisper, what doesn't kill you always makes you stronger. So kind of like motion my hand, like let's go see what this is. I think staying here is not the best option.
What do you all wish to do?
I want to leave. I want to leave. Go check this thing out.
Do you wish to keep walking still?
I want to go see what this is.
What'd you say, Lacey?
I want to rest.
No, it's not the time for rest. It is the time for action. Besides, you gonna sleep with that howling at you all night anyways?
I'm Evie.
Too bad. Let's go. I motion at Kale, like trying to like help me out here kind of face.
I think we should still stay.
You're not
Yeah.
helping my case here.
You hear the scream again, louder. A cry begging for help.
It's getting closer. We have to help. Come on.
We'll be safe here than out there. We don't know what's out there.
No, you don't. Yeah, and you don't know if this thing's big enough to bust down this door and kill us. It's better to know what we're dealing with. We don't have. Okay. How about this? If we're too scared, we don't have to attack it, but I would at least like to know what's going on, and I'm not going out there alone.
Be my guest. I'm staying here.
Why are you so annoying?
Kali is going to open the door with her bow drawn, and she kind of pushes up the door open with her foot.
So you've got like the arrow knocked, or are you drawing it? Drawing takes a lot of strength. Can't really hold it.
I'm drawing it.
And you sort of push open with your foot, kind of inside. Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of get on my tippy toes and reach my hand up for the alarm bot still hanging above the door and kind of touch it with my fingertip before it absorbs itself right back through my finger.
Can't absorb a fucking spell back.
I'm not using it's just thematically. I'm not using it anymore.
Okay, fair.
Still spent the spell slot.
Hey, I'm okay with that. I kind of motion to Lacey. If you're staying alone.
I'm alright with that.
Whatever. If you die, I'm not going to help you. And then I walk out the door
Should
and
stay
kind of.
close to here, though.
Okay, I'll do that. But I'd feel more comfortable knowing what's out there. And then I'm guessing Kale, you're fully out right now, right? Like outside.
Yes, I am out with you.
I'm gonna shut the door behind me. And then begin walking I would kind of motion for you to kind of start walking as I brace my arm, kind of held out with the device chilling on my forearm.
We should keep quiet. And I'm gonna roll a stealth check.
Alright.
I will as well.
Both of you roll stealth checks.
Can I give myself advantage?
You spend a luck point.
I can give
Oh,
you
wait, no.
advantage if you give me advantage.
Yeah, you can do it that way.
All right,
Advantage
I'm
if you
game.
give
I'm
me-
game.
Yes, mutual.
Alright, I spend a luck point to give him advantage.
That's
And
the
I'll
that's
do the same
that's the
for
good
him.
old spit in palm handshake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thank God, because I would have rolled a 7. I rolled a 19 now.
I rolled better too. That is a 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 stealth.
Nice.
I have a +0 to my stealth, so that was really good.
You shut the door behind you. Crouched low. You wait in silence. And then, finding nothing, begin to tiptoe through the grass and the dirt around the left side of the house, like counterclockwise. Lacey. The door shuts and you sit. Where were you again in the house?
I was just in the room I was in when I came in. I'm just in the right-hand corner.
I gotcha. You're just kind of sitting in the corner of the room, like I imagine it's like the door, little fireplace, or the fire pit, and then you kind of on the opposite corner, you know?
Yeah, I'm imagining it as like you walking through the door, to your left's the bed and the window, and then like in front of you there's like a corner because it's a rectangle, and that's where she's sitting, kind of huddled in that corner.
Correct.
And then the rest of the room is just kind of chilling to like the back left corner.
Yeah, correct. So, what do you do, Lacey? Just to be
I'm
clear,
gonna
I'm not
sit there.
I'm not
I'm
egging you
just-
on. I'm not. You don't have to do anything. I'm just asking, what would Lacey do in this moment?
I'm going to rest.
You want to take a short rest or a long rest?
I think she wants to finish her
I-
long rest.
Yeah, I want my long rest.
So you want to go back to sleep?
Yes.
Okay. You can kind of sit and just vibe and chill for a minute. And that'd be like a short rest for an hour. Or you could like attempt to go back to sleep. That'd be your full long rest.
I'm gonna take my full rest.
Okay.
Chippy chippy choppa choppa doobie doobie dabba dabba doomy
So-
boom boom boom.
Shut up. We should end soon, by the way.
Working on it. I went a little bit long today just because we started a little bit late, so I want to get the full 3 hours, but whatever.
This was so much fun though.
So, hold on, but get on. The two of you step around the house, tiptoeing out. You reach the side of the house and let me see. You notice a small little rack on the left side, or on the right side of the house, or like to your left as you're going around. There's a little rack with some tools and implements like garden rakes and shovel. It looks to be an empty scabbard stuck in the rack. Continue on. Your hair stands on end for a minute, and because you hear the sound ahead of you, a scream, blood curdling. Cry for help. It seems to be off in the distance. You're about 100 feet away from the tree line, and it seems to be in the trees.
I'm gonna take the initiative, kind of step forward. Can I see anything either with my ocular enhancements or just like what I can see.
Roll a perception check.
24. How much you want to bet the DC is 30?
You peer out, zooming into the surroundings. The tree line is pitch black. It's dark out here, extremely dark. And in the shadow of the trees, it's abyss. Only moonlight, mostly hidden through clouds, shines through. You don't see any movement in the trees. What do y'all do?
Holly isn't really keen on going any further. Oh, screams still, like, are they getting closer?
You wish to keep listening?
Well, yeah, it's not like we can't really not listen.
You wait. A cry again. Frantic, frenzied.
Oh shit.
It seems far. It's unclear. It doesn't seem to be. It seems to be coming from one direction consistently. The source doesn't seem to be moving or shifting in any substantial amount, other than the differences in the cries, perhaps bouncing off the trees differently, but from what you can guess, could be in the same spot.
Same spot as what?
Well,
Yeah,
same
same spot as well.
same spot as it has been coming from.
Oh, I gotcha.
No, that's us as fuck.
I'm gonna look at Kale and I'm gonna say, or not say, I'm gonna just kind of gesture like, or kind of keep your eye, like just kind of gesture towards Kale to say like, you don't have to keep going any further, but I'd appreciate it if you like spotted me and like watch my back. So I kind of start to venture forward.
Okay, I venture forward with him.
Oh, you do care.
The two of you continue on.
Yeah.
All right. Like ghosts in the night, the two of you crouch low in the tall grasses. Kale, you channel your instincts, your survival instincts, your training. The years spent in the wilderness. The years alone. You dance with the shadows, not through them. Riding alongside the waves and the ripples of the wind. The two of you camouflage the best you can and venture forward to the tree line. In time you make it there and you see rough, sort of rugged trees and thick foliage, and not thick, but as in big and leafy, but thick as in briery, sort of bush, like small bushy, large tangles of like weeds. You hear it again, a scream. You're getting closer. What do you do?
I'm thinking.
I look at Cal and Yeah, I look at Cal kind of expectantly from what you could guess.
So we can't really see in front of us, so I've got an idea. I'm gonna pull another torch, and I get one more.
You guys,
I'm gonna pull another
you guys have
torch.
been venturing through what has basically been nearly pitch black, only illuminated by like dim, extremely dim moonlight. And ahead of you is pitch black darkness. You have no way of knowing where you're going.
I've got one more torch. I'm gonna pull it out of my backpack, and then I'm gonna toss it about 30 feet in front of me.
Lit?
Yeah.
And then
You're gonna light the torch?
no, I'm gonna throw it.
Just
And then-
just a stick, basically.
Yeah, well, you'll see in a second. So I throw it, and then I'm gonna use my cantrip. I'm gonna use firebolt. I'm gonna shoot it and light it from afar.
How are we gonna fucking make it explode?
Well, hey, it says it lights up anything it hits, so I think it sets it on fire. So I would.
I want you to make an attack roll for me.
Attack roll. That is a 19 to hit with 9 damage.
You take the stick out and heft it in your hand, tossing it, flipping it, take it again. You lift it, hurling it. It flies end over end. You extend your palm. A rocket shoots out. A bolt of fire soars through the air, catches it. An ember, a mote. It shatters, it explodes in the air. Sparks fragment and fall out as the torch is destroyed. But a flare lights. Sparks
Blew it up.
Sparks fall and darkness remains.
Would the remnants of it be on fire still, or has it just been literally incinerated?
Smoldering embers.
Well, that was about my only trick.
You
got
hear the
anything better?
scream again. It cries out for help.
I'm going big boy mode. I summon my armor. Kind of as it magically be the skeletal figure once again.
You can't do that.
Form.
You're not going to be able to do that stealthily.
Oh well, that wasn't. I guess that's not really what I didn't expect to do it stealthily, but actually now that I think about it, that was probably the best move to keep stealthy. I mean, look at Kyle. Do we really need to be stealthy at this point? I say we just bum rush it.
You may bum rush it if you like.
It's fair enough. You need to at least watch my back.
Sure.
I don't know if I'm gonna regret this or not. I don't even know if I'm gonna live to regret this or not. Okay. No. We're not gonna transform. I am going to shoot my lightning launcher. I'm just gonna shoot it. See what happens. So I hold my arm out in front of me. And once again, it's become kind of natural to me at this point. Phase. There's a bit of a spark in my palm. Paramita gauntlet itself begins to shake and rattle. Pillar of light. A massive storm swirls and tumbles in my hand. Like a miniature torrent. So I whisper, red. And then a massive crack of light through the air and see what I hit. Did I hit anything? Did I hit nothing? Was that pointless?
It cracks out a bolt, a slap, in the silence of the night. It rolls and rocks through the grass, roaring and ripping a trail of fiery blaze through the dry grass. It roars up a tree, carving a trail. Loosed out upon the forest, blindly. Lacey. Lacey, are you there?
Yeah, I'm right
Kenzie.
here.
Oh, there she is.
A bolt in the distance. A crack. Your eyes snap awake. You notice two things immediately. Alone here in this room in the corner. One, you cannot move your body. Two, a tall, slender, dark figure stoops in the low ceiling of the room. It crouches upon the stool, this small thing, this gargantuan shape. It looms above you. And it says, "Where are you going?" And that ends tonight's chapter of the Stories of Aloria.
Lacey's dead. Let's see. Will our rapid heroes take back to Lacey in time?
So the single time I ever leave her alone and she gets fucking killed. You really
Find
are a
out
disaster.
next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Find out next time.
Really disaster.
Yeah.
Oh, and that kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it started to fall off a bit on the end. I was not certain what to do.
And
me
the
up.
stream.
End the stream.
Well, that was fun. I guess I'll see you guys next week for episode 7. I guess we're going to see what happens next.
Caleb, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, we're gonna
Uh,
do XP or any of that?
We'll do XP.
So-
We'll do XP in just a second. But for everybody at home, good night. Be well. Don't fall
In
asleep.
case I don't catch you. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
I was just going to say,
You guys are so cringe.
don't fall asleep. Good night.